That's second strikeout. Instead, it's a ground ball to the right side. Second baseman dives. He picks it up. He drops it, and everybody's safe. A run scores. It was a fine play by Parshall to get to the ball, but then as he was trying to get it out of his glove, he dropped it. And Perry safe at first, and we'll see how that one scored.
Base hit.
That's going to be a base hit, so Perry will get the RBI. Both James Outman and Ryan Reynolds move up 90 feet. The Crabs still with the bases loaded and one out, and that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Jacob Thurber.
Thurber batting .272 with 23 RBIs.
McPhail comes to the plate, and Thurber hits a fly ball foul down the left field line and out of play. Strike one. Two walks, a hit batter, and a couple of singles, and the Crabs with a pair already plated and looking for more. The pitch to Thurber is low and outside. A good block by the catcher, Satnat. One and one to Thurber. Crabs runner on each base. McPhail comes home, and the pitch is taken for a called strike two. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, just above the knees. It's 1-2 to Thurber. McPhail set, and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. Again, down in the dirt. Satnat blocking it, and the count even at 2. Two and two to Thurber.
Looks good. Thank you.
McPhail at the set, and the 2-2 pitch. Misses low and away. So he's got to come in now. A ball will force in a run. Well, that's right. He hadn't been able to find that plate much tonight. 3-2 pitch. McPhail is set. Payoff pitch to Thurber. Fouled off to the left and out of play. We'll do it again. 3-2. McPhail set. And the 3-2. Ground ball foul past the over by the dugout of the Alameda Merchants. No activity in the bullpen. Again, a thin roster. There are only 3 players, I think, on the bench. Is that right, Benjamin? 3?
That's what it looks like to me.
I think. Here's the 3-2 again. Ball 4. Outside and low. So Jacob Thurber picks up an easy run batted in. Walking home is Outman. Reynolds and Perry move up a base. The Crabs still have the bases loaded with one out. And here is designated hitter Nick Warren.
Warren comes in at .284, 21 RBIs.
Right-handed hitter could really break this open before the Merchants even have a chance to come to bat. The first pitch to him is a strike on the inner part of the plate, 0-1. Infield positioned about the same way.
Actually, sorry, they do have a pitcher heading out to the bullpen now.
All right. The next pitch fouled over by the dugout of the visiting Merchants. So McPhail now ahead on the count. No balls and 2 strikes to Crabs' designated hitter, Nick Warren. Reynolds at third, Perry at second, Thurber at first. The Crabs have already tallied 3 runs. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. So a right-hander begins tossing in the Merchants bullpen. I have to think they have some two-way players, that is position players who can also pitch.
42 pitches, 21 for strikes.
Wow, 42 pitches already.
The 1-2. It bounces at the plate away from the catcher. The Crabs are going to score another run as Reynolds trots in on the wild pitch. Perry goes to third and Thurber to second. It's now 4-0. Still nobody out. A ball and 2 strikes to Nick Warren. The 1-2 offering. Misses high and wide, 2-2. 3-2 is the count. The 3-2 pitch. Misses way high and outside. Another walk, and again the Crabs have the bases loaded. And that'll bring up Mason Cirillo, the number 9 hitter and the 9th hitter to come to bat in the Crabs' first inning. 4 have crossed the plate. 3 are sitting on the bases. Left-hander versus left-hander. McPhail's pitch to Cirillo is taken for a call, strike 1.
Cirillo comes in batting .255, 17 RBIs. He has 2 home runs.
0-1 to Mason Cirillo. The pitch. Line drive just past the shortstop into center field. That'll score 1. Everyone else moves up 90 feet. So Cirillo with an RBI single, plating Michael Perry. Thurber and Warren each move up a base. It's now a 5-0 ball game. And that'll bring up Logan Bush, who started the festivities by getting hit by a pitch.
That's going to be it, I think, now.
That is, because
McPhail.
the manager is making his second trip, although apparently in college you can go out.
Make 2, yes.
You can make 2 and not have to go to the pen, but he's already motioning now for the right-hander in the pen. So a very rough outing, to say the least, for Tyler McPhail. He retires only 1 batter. He has given up 5 runs, and all 3 of the base runners are his responsibility. I don't know if those 3 score, what would the earned run average be for 8 runs in a third of an
72,
inning?
right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Goodness
Isn't it
gracious.
9 times? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not pretty at all.
As we get a new pitcher in, Benjamin is going to thank some of the folks who keep us on the field and on the air and have been doing so all season long.
For example, California State and Federal Employees Credit Union, member NCUA at the California State and Federal Employees Credit Union. They're all local, all Humboldt all the time, with banking for both sides of your brain. The right side loves their low rates when you borrow and high rates when you save, while the left side will love their uncommonly personal, know-your-name service and their indelible commitment to the community. That's Humboldt's own CSFECU. Join them today.
Yeah. Trying to get his number.
Also, the Mad River Brewing Company is proud to support Humboldt Crabs baseball. Still, an extra pale ale is always on tap, so grab one at the ballpark during the game. Or join them in sunny Blue Lake for a beer and fish and chips or a burger in the beer garden. They're open every day. So the new pitcher is number 36. His last name is Santos.
And his first name is Ethan. Ethan Santos.
Ethan Santos.
Santos pitches at Cal State Monterey Bay.
Nice.
I
They were going
attend-
to call it Cal State University Fort Ord.
Yeah.
But then its acronym would have been CSUFO, and the chancellor's office decided they didn't like that acronym, and so they went with Cal State University Monterey Bay.
They thought UFO would alienate some people. Huh?
They did, yes.
Yes, well, I attended the Cal State Monterey Bay, but at the time I attended it was called Fort Ord, and I was called Private Holcomb. All right, we got a right-hander coming into the game. We, again, I'm sorry to say, have no statistical information on these gentlemen. We have given you all we have on this young man. Cal State Monterey Bay.
Well, he's in a heap of trouble. We know that. He's got the bases loaded with only 1 out. 5 runs have already crossed the plate for the Crabs.
Yeah.
And Logan Bush, who led off the game, being hit by a pitch, is back up to bat. So the Crabs have batted around.
I think it would be poor form for Jason Alexander to walk out to the mound and yawn.
Yes, it would.
But he's going to be thanking his mates for giving him all this support early on before he even takes the hump.
Well, they've only had 3 hits in the inning, and all not hard hit balls, just singles up the middle.
Yeah. It was wildness.
One was an infield hit, one was a looper out to shallow center field, and actually 2 were just little soft liners out to shallow center, and one was a ball hit on the hole on the right side.
Yeah. Here's Logan Bush. Again, he started things off by getting hit by a pitch. And the pitch to him is a called strike 1.
Well, that's an improvement already.
In truth, he was hit by a pitch on a 3-2 count, so it would have been a walk anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
The next batter walked and began the parade. 0-1 the count now to Bush. A Crab on each base. The pitch to Logan, taken outside with a fastball, 1-1.
Well, McPhail ended up throwing something like 44 pitches in that inning.
Wow.
In the inning so far, and fewer than half were strikes.
1-1 to Bush. Working from the stretch. Santos comes to the plate, and Bush hits a high fly ball into shallow left field. Left fielder coming over, and it's going to foul just fair. It is a fair ball just inside the line.
That was fair by about a foot.
Yeah, a little looping fly ball. The left fielder, Johnson, made a valiant effort to get there. It's just one of those perfectly placed singles. So credit Bush with an RBI. Thurber scores, Warren to third, Cirillo to second. It's now a 6-0 ball game. And Brian Pozos, who walked and scored, becomes the 11th batter of the inning for the Humboldt Crabs. Half a dozen runs already. The pitch to Pozos, fastball in on the hands, just a bit inside, 1-0.
Well, at this rate, it'll be a 54-0 victory.
Oh, my goodness. Fans haven't even had time to get themselves a cup of coffee, and already this game's out of hand. That pitch is hit high in the air to center field. Center fielder going back. He's got room. He makes the catch, tagging at third, and now the throw is to third base, and sliding in safely at third is Mason Cirillo. Coming in to score is Nick Warren. Credit Pozos with a sacrifice fly. Bush remains at third. So the Crabs now with runners at first and third, 2 outs. And that'll bring up James Outman. Outman singled in a run in his first at bat, stole a base, and scored. Seven to nothing Crabs. Runners at the corners, 2 outs in the top of the first. Remember, the Crabs, the visiting team in this tournament game. And the pitch, just a bit outside 1-0. Well, I want to tell you, I've enjoyed being with you this half inning, and I know Benjamin's going to have a 1-0 the count to Outman. Here's the pitch. This is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The Giants were getting thumped today. I don't know if that's official yet, but
I don't know.
Samardzija
I think they officially stink. How about that?
Oh, boy.
I'm just glad I'm a Crabs fan.
Front runner.
Always go with a winner.
Yeah,
That's my.
there you go. That pitch catches the outside corner just above the belt, so it's 2-1 to Outman. Two and one to Outman. The pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. He is up with it. The throw to first in time to retire Outman. And the Crabs in the first inning. However, the Crabs come up with 7 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. And at the end of half an inning, it's the Crabs 7 and the Merchants coming to bat. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka. The Crabs sent 12 men to the plate in the top of the first inning, scored 7 runs, and now Benjamin's going to thank somebody.
Harper Motors, proud to be one of America's oldest automobile dealerships, established in 1912. They're a true family business serving the North Coast for over 100 years. With every Crabs home run, Harper Ford will donate $50 to local Little League, so go Crabs, go.
Indeed. And the Crabs went.
Yes, they did. 37 home runs on the season.
Yeah.
And they went in the first inning as well, yes.
So a lot of money for the District 26 Little League to supply them with equipment. Thank Harper Motors for that. Right-hander Jason Alexander pitching to Jacob Thurber in the squat. In the infield, it's Jason Newman at first base, Brian Pozos at second. Michael Perry is the shortstop, and Ryan Reynolds at the hot corner. In the outfield from left to right, it's James Outman, Mason Cirillo, and Logan Bush.
Crabs are averaging close to 6 walks a game this season.
That's a lot. Boy, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get an on-base percentage of .395.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, if that were a major league player, he'd be a superstar.
Yes, he would. Here's Billy Johnson, left-handed hitting left fielder, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike from Jason Alexander. Benjamin already gave you Alexander's statistics. He's looking for his 5th win of the season, yes?
6th.
6th win of the season. Swing and a miss, 0-2. That's the hardest word for me to say. 6th.
6th? Rural is the hardest word for me to say.
Rural?
Rural.
Here's the 0-2. Swings and just gets a piece of it. Thurber unable to hold it, so we'll do it again, 0-2. Was that Dwayne Flatmo has a group of young painters that he calls the Rural Merle something Bureau.
Bureau.
Bureau, yeah. There's a ground ball to the right side. First baseman, no, it's foul. It's off his foot. Foul ball. So it's the Rural Burl Mural Bureau.
Bureau.
Yeah. And they do some murals around town. What they did for a while. I haven't seen any
new ones in a long time.
No. 0-2 now to Johnson. Alexander rocks into the windup, and the pitch is fouled off to the left against the screen. We'll do it again, 0-2. Johnson a little late getting around on Alexander's fastball. Johnson will be followed by Michael Jenkerson and Dakota Connors. Merchant's going to have to fight to scrap their way back into this one. Fastball high and outside, 2-2.
Well, they may have to try to be patient and get some walks out of Alexander because he has walked.
How many?
Well, only 11 in 46 innings.
That's
not very
not
many.
A lot.
No.
Fouled back off the screen again. So he's making Alexander work. A ball and 2 strikes to the Merchants' leadoff hitter. Johnson, left-handed stick. The 1-2. Ground ball foul past the first base coach. One and 2 to Johnson. The pitch. Another foul ball. We'll do it again, a ball and 2 strikes. Alexander having trouble putting him away. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to the third baseman. Up with it is Reynolds. His throw across the diamond. 1 up, 1 down. Oh, man. Johnson got down the line quick. He's a speedster. Good to keep him off the bases. 1 down. Nice play by Reynolds, and that'll bring up Michael Jenkerson.
And that was a good at bat, too.
Sure was.
Fouling off some good pitches.
Yeah, he did indeed. Ended up hitting an opposite field ground ball to the third baseman. Here is the right-handed hitting center fielder, Jenkerson. And the first pitch to him is over the plate but low, 1-0. Not much blue sky anymore, lots of clouds, cloudy sky.
Yeah, it was sort of on and off overcast today on the bay.
A little bit of fog in the distance. That'll come into the ballpark. There's a slow grounder out to the shortstop. Perry's got it. His throw across the diamond just in time to get Jenkerson. So both the first 2 batters on the Merchants can fly down the line. Perry with a nice play to record the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Dakota Connors, the shortstop.
You know, South Dakota is saying they're going to change their name to Dakota. North Dakota is going to change their name just to Dakota.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been in the works for a while now because, see, they don't get as much press as South Dakota. South Dakota has, the monument.
Well, yeah, the big monument.
And the Black Mountains, and it's just way more romantic.
Yeah.
So.
Well, North Dakota has fracking.
North Dakota has Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo.
And it's flat.
Yeah.
And not quite as sexy as South Dakota. So they figure if they go with Dakota, see, that's
the 2-0 pitch. Just misses a little low. That's like when we changed the airport name up here. It's no longer the Arcata Eureka Airport. It's the Redwood something.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. Who remembers it?
And safer.
Redwood something safer. Yeah.
Confidence in an airport.
There you go.
It's called the Redwood whatever.
The 3-0 pitch. On 4 pitches. Dakota Connors gets a free pass. You don't like to walk batters, but the best time to do it is if there are 2 outs and the bases are empty. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Michael Echavia. Michael Echavia, Echavia, Echavia.
How's it pronounced? Echavia. Yeah, that's what it's actually Echavia.
Echavia?
Yes,
Okay.
Someone came up into the booth and
all right.
Clarified that for us.
Echavia.
Echavia.
Long A. And the first pitch a little bit inside with a fastball, so suddenly Alexander looking to find the plate, 5 consecutive balls. 1-0 to Echavia. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Short lead at first base by Connors. The pitch outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Echavia held on by Newman at first base. You would not think he's going anywhere with them trailing by 7 runs, but foul ball out of play, 1-2. Not out of the question.
I've learned over the years at this level of play, nothing really is.
Well, you can make an argument as to if he is one of the first 2 batters. If he was a speedster, you're down by 7 and you got 2 outs.
Chip
in the
away,
inning.
try to get over to second.
Yeah, get over to
sure.
second, so a single will bring you in. Sure. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, fastball inside, backs him off the plate, and the count even at 2.
I mean, in that final playoff game between Oakland and the Royals 2 years, was it 2 years ago now? In the playoffs when the Royals won, that they were down in that game, and that's how they got back in it, right? Getting a guy on, stealing, getting him home, and they got their way back into the game and ended up defeating the A's.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to the second baseman. Convenient hop for Pozos. His throw to first retires Echavia and the Merchants in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left at the end of an inning. It's the Crabs 7 and the Merchants nothing. Listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcata Eureka. All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Crabs jumping out to a 7-run lead with 7 runs in the first inning, chasing the starting pitcher Tyler McPhail. We're now facing Ethan Sands, and it'll be Jason Newman, Crabs cleanup hitter, to lead it off. Newman was a strikeout victim. In fact, he was the only out recorded by Tyler McPhail.
I kind of felt bad for him last inning because I even said to somebody off mic, what a bummer to be Jason Newman. He's the only guy that got it out in the first.
Yeah, he's probably in despair. Pops the first pitch up and
having
out of
a
play. Catcher
fine
gives it a
season for
run,
the
but it's
Crabs.
back in the stands.
Having a fine season.
Newman, oh my goodness.
Third on the team in batting at .312. 4 homers. Second in RBIs. He's walked more than he struck out.
There's certain batters you look like, and Newman's one of them. It just says power.
Yeah.
You know,
well, part of it's the way he gets into the box. He takes the bat and
yeah,
holds it over his head and like he's swinging an axe.
yeah,
Which is kind of intimidating.
1-1 the count to Newman. High pop up behind us. 1-2.
There he goes. See?
Yeah. There he is. And the 1-2 now to Newman. Misses
Ooh.
low. 2-2.
That was a good take. That was a close pitch. Crabs have only sacrificed 3 times this season. Sacrifice bunt.
2-2 pitches hit hard to left field. That one is going. It is off the wall. Newman rounds first. The left fielder's up with it. A strong throw to second. A good throw. And Newman, after a big turn, goes back to first base with a leadoff single.
That was a good choice.
He wielded a mean axe.
He did.
Of course, an old Jazz.
He hit that hard enough for it to go out. It was just such a, just a
it was
low
a line
liner.
shot. Right, off the fence, above the cement area. Here's Ryan Reynolds, and the first pitch to him misses outside 1-0. Reynolds walked and scored on a wild pitch in the first inning. He was the fourth of 7 Crab runs. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher, and he fouls that one back. We saw Reynolds as a right-handed hitter in the first inning when he drew that walk against the left-hander Tyler McPhail. Only switch hitter on the club, turns around and bats left against the righty Reynolds, or against the righty Santos. The 1-1 to Reynolds. Ryan takes wide for a ball, 2-1. Newman takes his lead at first, held on over there by Byron Buckley. Way high and outside, not close. 3-1 to Reynolds. Hitters count, 3-1 to Reynolds. The pitch. Ryan fouls it off, hard foul off to the left.
Oh, that didn't sound good. That sounded like a windshield. There was a car parked in front of the park 2 nights ago, Wednesday night, that had a shattered windshield. It was parked right outside on the F Street.
Yeah, you
and we
take
heard
your
it hit.
chances. Yeah.
Just that kind of thud.
All right, 3-2 to Reynolds. The pitch. Ball 4. Runner was not going. Newman was staying at first base, but Reynolds draws a free pass. How many walks now?
6, I believe.
2, 3, 4,
5.
5 and a hit batter.
5 and a hit batter.
Here's Michael Perry, who singled in a run in his first at bat and then came around to score.
And nobody out. And we're only in the second inning, and it's 7-0 Crabs.
Line
Ooh.
drive foul off into
That was
the
lashed.
left field play area.
Some
Gotta
hard hit balls this inning
Yeah, heads up down in
off
that
of
play area.
Santos. 2 hard hit foul balls and Newman's double. Single.
Santos at the set, the pitch. Line drive into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Runner at third is going to be held. So all the Crabs move up 90 feet. A solid single by Perry. That was well hit. His second base knock of the evening. Newman to third. Reynolds to second. The bases once again. Boy, I'm saying it a lot tonight. They're FOC. Full of crustaceans for Jacob Thurber, who got an RBI the easy way in his last at bat. Jacob walked with the bases loaded, and here he is again with the bases loaded.
Santos with a conundrum. He doesn't want to walk guys, but when he's out over the plate, they've been hitting the ball hard.
That's a bit of a riddle,
then
too.
What? Now what? It is a riddle.
All right.
It's a paradox.
Amazing. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Thurber out in front of that pitch looked like...
that was a good change. Straight change
Santos,
looked like.
Yeah, took something off of that one. Pulled the string, and it's 0-1. Infield once again in at the corners. Double play depth at the middle infielders. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Thurber, high pop-up in foul territory. Third baseman has a run, has a play. Yes, he makes the catch over by the
I think it was out of play.
Oh, it was out of play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was past that white line.
All right. So no play. He made the catch, but it was in the area that's out of play.
I think it was Newman made a great catch. Was it Tuesday night, I believe? Must have been Tuesday night. Reaching over first base.
Oh, they showed that in the newspaper.
Reaching over the high fence.
I think it was last night.
To get a ball. It wasn't last night,
wasn't
I don't think.
Oh, it was in tonight's newspaper. Sometimes they're
I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday night. But anyway.
Yeah. Did it count?
It did.
Got it,
yeah. He reached over and picked it just as it was going over the fence. Really good play.
Here's the 0-2 to Thurber. Taken for a called strike 3. So Thurber down on strikes, 1 away. And that will bring up Nick Warren. Warren serving as the designated hitter tonight, right-handed hitter. He also walked in the first inning and scored. Working from the stretch. Santos comes to the plate. Warren swings at an off-speed breaking ball that was outside. 0-1. No activity in the Merchants bullpen. They are pitching thin. The 0-1. That breaking ball stays up. A ball and a strike now to Nick Warren. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball backs him off the plate, 2-1. Newman at third, Reynolds at second, Perry at first. One down here in the Crabs' second inning. They lead 7-0. At the stretch, the pitch. Down in the dirt, it's blocked by the catcher, but the count now goes to 3 balls and a strike. And again, nowhere to put Mr. Warren. Benjamin was saying at this rate the game's going to end up 54-0. At this rate, we're going to be here till 4 in the morning.
We're not going to be here till 4 in the morning.
No, I'm not going to be here till 4 in the morning. After the third inning, buddy. The pitch. Strike called at the knees. 3-2. Warren didn't believe the call, but at this point, anything close.
Yeah,
maybe be
I think you go up there and swing if it's close.
A little
There's
pitcher's
no reason to be picky. And the umpire is going to, I think, give the benefit to the pitcher at this point.
Here's the 3-2. And Mike fouls that one back and out of play. All right. Santos gets his sign from Satnat. The 3-2 pitch. Little bit low, ball 4. Warren walks. Newman scores. It's now 8-0. Reynolds and Perry move up a base. And that'll bring up Mason Cirillo, who singled in a run in his first at bat. But I got to tell you, that was a very fortunate base hit. A little high fly ball, perfectly placed, just fell fair down the left field line. The left fielder, a long chase, couldn't get to it. Cirillo grounds that one to the first baseman. A nice play. Gets it, throws wild to second base, and everybody's safe. So a fine play by Byron Buckley to grab that ball, but he tried to throw to second base, and he was virtually on the ground. And the throw pulled the shortstop off the bag, so everybody's safe. And we'll see how that one's going to be.
I'm going to call it a hit.
We're going to give him a hit because that was a great play even to stop the ball. So Reynolds scores. Perry and Warren now move up. The Crabs still have the bases loaded. 2 are in, and we go to the top of the order, and Logan Bush.
If he chose it at first, I think he would have gotten
Bush hit by a pitch and singled, and the first pitch to him is a fastball that misses 1-0.
Yeah, I think Kevin's right. I think it should be a fielder's choice.
All right, we're going to, and the pitch is a called strike, so take the hit away from
He still gets the RBI, though.
Make it a fielder's choice. But he's safe at first base. The count now, a ball and a strike to Logan Bush.
And the Crabs to get another run.
Now 9-0. The pitch to Bush. Lined into center field. The center fielder coming in on it, and he is got it.
Oh, nice catch.
Throw to second base, not in time for the double play, but a fine running catch by Jenkerson to deprive Bush of a base hit.
And that looked for sure like it was going to drop. Jenkerson very quick on it.
Yes, he was. 2 down, and that'll bring up Brian Pozos. Pozos has not come to bat officially. He walked and scored in the first inning and then hit a sacrifice fly his last time up. He can't do that this time. There are 2 outs. Bases loaded, 2 down. Right-hander versus right-hander. The pitch to Pozos is taken low and away, 1-0. Well, we've played an inning and a half, and it's only taken us an hour.
Yep.
Seriously.
1-0 to Pozos. The pitch. Inside corner for a call. Strike.
Well, and the concern is, too, is if Santos is going to walk a lot of batters, but just limit on how many pitches they're going to be able to throw. I mean, they can't just throw these guys' arms out.
Yeah,
and if they don't have anybody backed up,
they got games to play.
Yeah.
They got games to play.
So, I mean, what are they going to do if he starts walking a lot of batters, too? And
there's another pitch wide.
They got nobody in the bullpen to back him up.
You could get your call tonight, Benjamin. I see him pointing to the announcer's booth.
I look good in blue and yellow, too.
All right. You're sartorially resplendent in whatever you wear. 2-1 to Pozos. Bases loaded. The pitch. Pozos fouls that one off to the right, and the count even at 2.
Well, especially they just need a guy to go out there and walk batters. I can easily do that.
You can do that as well as the next guy. Yeah.
And my arm doesn't matter anymore, so.
Bonnie Neely's a little warmed up now after that first pitch. He could be out there. All right, 2-2 to Pozos.
My concern would be if someone hit it back at me.
The 2-2 pitch in the dirt bounces at the plate. It's 3-2. Well, I would expect a good play because you're always hassling our fans in the stands about being poor fielders. So one hit back to you, put your glove out. You would wear a glove out there, wouldn't you, Benjamin? I think it would be a wise thing.
I would wear a glove. Okay. Yeah.
Right. 3-2 the count to Pozos. The runners will be going on this full count 2-out pitch, and here it comes. Ball 4.
Oh boy.
So Pozos also gets an RBI the easy way as Perry trots home. Warren to third. Cirillo to second. And that'll bring up James Outman. He is the 9th batter to come up here in the second inning.
Well, he sent, 13 to the plate in the first? 12 to the plate in the first.
So Outman getting his, as the number 3 hitter, getting his 3rd at bat of the ball game here in the second inning. 10-0 Crabs. The pitch to Outman. Ground ball to the second baseman. This should do it. He's up with it. The throw to first in time to retire Outman and the Crabs in the second inning. They got 3 runs on a pair of hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. And at the end of an inning and a half, it's the Crabs 10 and the Merchants nothing. You listen to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka. All right, going into the bottom of the second inning. The Alameda Merchants, the home team for this game, will send up their designated hitter, right-handed hitting Max Flower, then Byron Buckley and Larry Cowart. Flower, big right-handed hitter. Alexander's pitch to him is taken for a called strike one. Flower goes to UC Berkeley. Plays for Cal. Alexander's pitch to him is hit foul at the plate. So Alexander ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. All Jason needs to do is pitch 5 innings and he will coast to his 6th victory of the year against only 1 loss. He's ahead 0-2 to Flower, leading off the second for the Merchants. The next pitch is called a ball, just a little bit low, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Misses with a fastball. 2-2. Lights are on at the ballpark. Got dark early this evening. We're enshrouded in clouds. Low fog. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to the left side and through. Flower, the first hit of the ball game for the Merchants, a leadoff single in the second inning. And that'll bring up Byron Buckley, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Buckley plays his baseball for Contra Costa Community College. Flower held on at first by Newman. The pitch taken for a called strike, 0-1 to Buckley. Alexander's 0-1 offering. Misses outside. A ball and a strike. Alexander gets his sign from Thurber. The 1-1 pitch. Misses again a bit outside, 2-1. Alexander is at the belt. The 2-1 pitch. Buckley swings through a fastball and misses, 2-2. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight. My suggestion would be hold the 50-50 drawing after the third inning. And, let the people call it a night. Go pick up a $1 off beer at the Alibi. 2-2 the count to Buckley. The pitch. Fouled off to the left out of play. We'll do it again, 2-2. Flower at first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning for the Merchants. 2-2 the count to Buckley. Alexander comes to the set. The 2-2. That's hit in the air to left center field. Left fielder coming in on it. He's got room and he makes the catch. Outman puts it away for the first out of the inning. Flower retreats to first with 1 down. It'll bring up the third baseman, another left-handed hitter, Larry Cowart, C-O-W-A-R-T. Cowart takes a look down at his third base coach and steps into the batter's box. Alexander a little bit more deliberate from the stretch than he is when he's going from the full windup, but still a pretty quick worker. And he comes to the plate, and Cowart takes a called strike 1. Oh, and 1 to Cowart. Alexander's pitch, the runner goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to second base, and he's a dead duck. Fine throw by Thurber to the shortstop, Michael Perry. And Flower is cut down stealing And that is particularly difficult when you're trailing by a 10-0 score to make the second out of the inning thrown out at second base.
That's smart. Told you anything's possible.
Here's the 0-2. Ooh, just a little bit low. Alexander thought he had strike 3, and still the count is a ball and 2 strikes to Larry Cowart. Base is empty, 2 gone. The 1-2 offering, a little bit low again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count to Cowart. That pitch is inside. The count goes full. Three balls and 2 strikes to Cowart. The payoff pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Third baseman is up with it. Nice throw to first base. Good play by Ryan Reynolds to rob Larry Cowart of a base hit. That'll do it for the Merchants in the second inning. No runs, there was a base hit, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of 2 complete, it's the Crabs 10, the Merchants nothing. It was the Crabs baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia Rica. Crabs coming up in the top of the third inning. It'll be Jason Newman, Ryan Reynolds, and Michael Perry to face the right-hander, Ethan Santos. Newman 1 for 2 on the evening. Singled to lead off the second inning and came around to score 1 of 3 that the Crabs added to their 7-run first. 10-0 as we begin the third. Again, the Crabs, the visiting team in this tournament contest. Newman swings on the first pitch, and it's a high pop-up that's going to go back into the stands. One strike, a big ooh from the crowd. I'm not sure what they were awing and oohing about. Oh, got a car. 0-1 to Newman. Right-hander versus right-hander. Santos gets the sign from Satnat and his pitch. Newman lets it go out. Oh, catches the outside corner at the knees. It's 0-2. Oh, and 2 to Newman. The pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Third baseman up with it. Cowart's throw to first in time to retire Newman. 1 up, 1 down, and that is the first time that the leadoff batter of the Crabs has been retired. Here's Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds has twice walked and twice scored. Made a fine fielding play to end the second inning for the Merchants. And he hits the first pitch deep into right center field. Center fielder going back, right fielder going back, and it's going to be off the wall and pulling into second base with a stand-up double is Ryan Reynolds. Between the 368 sign and the 338 sign in right center field, I don't know if that bounced against the wall or did it hit the wall? Bounced up against the wall. All right. So a booming one-out double by Ryan Reynolds, and that'll bring up Michael Perry, who has twice singled and scored and driven in a run. Perry takes low and away, 1-0. Perry with 7 round trippers on the season. He's only 2 shy of the wood bat record held for a number of years by Brian Blauser, recently inducted a couple of years ago into the Crabs Hall of Fame. 1-0 to Perry. The pitch. Line drive into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Moving over to third on the play is Reynolds. He had to hold up to make sure it got through. 3 solid base hits by Perry. The Crabs with runners at the corners, 1 down, and that'll bring up Jacob Thurber, who was walked and last time up took a called third strike. And the manager for the Merchants heading toward the mound, having a word with the home plate umpire. I'm not sure what that's about. There is someone throwing again in the Merchants bullpen. But this team was defeated in the opening game of this tournament by a 14-4 score by the Auburn Wildcats, the team we'll be playing tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You'll want to make that one. And they're getting clobbered tonight, and they've already used 2 pitchers. We're in the 3rd inning, and they got to play 2 more games. They got to play a game tomorrow night, and then they got to play a game Sunday morning. So a team that does not have that many folks on their roster, and now they're in a situation where they're using up pitchers like there's no tomorrow, but there is a tomorrow and a day after. Well, he's not going to make a change now. The whole infield was in for that confab, and now everybody goes back to their positions.
Well, and the worry is, too, that what's going to happen is he's going to start putting position players into pitch because he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah,
and then we're seriously looking at a long night.
Seriously, I think we're looking seriously right now. All right, here's Thurber. And the pitch to Jacob. High with a fastball, 1-0. Just to reset the stage, Reynolds is at third base. Perry is at first. There's 1 out. Crabs seeking to extend a 10-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. The 1-0 to Thurber. Misses outside, 2-0. That is a right-hander who is also throwing in the bullpen. And we got right-hander Nick Warren in the on-deck area. Here's the 2-0 to Thurber. Jacob lets it go outside, way outside. So he's a pitch away from again loading him up. The 3-0. Thurber swinging and swings through it, 3-1. So Jacob had the green light, 3-0, understandably with this kind of lead. Let him get his swings in. He didn't connect with that one, so we go to 3-1 now. The 3-1 pitch. Ground ball just past the first baseman and down the first base line. 1 run's coming in. Thurber on his way to second base. The right fielder's up with it. His throw to second is not going to be in time. Thurber's double plates Reynolds, and it moves Perry to third base, and the Crabs now lead by a score of 11-0. And now the move has been made going to the bullpen, and that's going to be all for Ethan Santos. So we'll see who is coming in. While we're checking that out, let's thank the North Coast Co-op, a natural foods consumer-owned cooperative grocery store located in the far reaches of Northern California, surrounded by redwood trees where the mountains meet the sea. That's poetic. With one location in Eureka and one in Arcata, we feel fortunate to live in a place of immense beauty while serving the needs of our Humboldt County community. In Arcata, you can find the Co-op at 8th and I Street. In Eureka, it's 4th and B, the North Coast Co-op. And North Coast Audiology, we're always working to provide our patients with the best possible care. North Coast Audiology is many things to many people, but at its core, it reaches out to the community. We believe our work is an integral part of a viable Humboldt County. We believe strongly in the 70-year history of audiology and that the field as a whole must be protected and refined by serious students and careful practitioners. You can contact Julie Kelly on 2818 Harris Street in Eureka. Phone her at 443-4503. That's North Coast Audiology. We have a new pitcher on the mound, number 50-something. We don't have that on our roster, do we?
Last name is Ramos.
Oh, yeah, what's Ramos's name?
We don't know.
He went to find out, didn't he?
We don't know his first name. His last name is Ramos, number
I thought
50.
Kevin went down to find out.
What?
I thought you went to find out, Ramos.
I was doing this because the camera was down.
All right, so it's somebody Ramos. We have no first name and no way of finding out. But Mr. Ramos is a right-hander on the mound, and he's not on the roster. We don't know what school he goes to. Probably one of the players brought in recently. He's a big fella, big guy. Big right-hander on the mound. I'd guess to be about 6'2", and a little bit on the hefty side. So Ramos will come into the ball game with Perry at third base, Thurber at second base, and there's one out. So Nick Warren coming to the bat. Runners at second and third, one gone. All right. Ramos obviously is going to be working from the stretch with runners at second and third, and the pitch to Warren is in the dirt, blocked by Satnat. 1 ball and no strikes. From the set. The 1-0 from Ramos. Whoa, very high with a fastball. Not close on his first 2 pitches. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Warren. At the set. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul ball at the plate. 2 balls and a strike now to Nick Warren. Not in a. We'll go to the half inning. Otherwise, it's too hassle. 2 balls and a strike to Warren. We are visited. We will have with us in the next half inning. Pitch to the backstop. Throw. No advance. And the count now 3 balls and a strike to Warren. We're going to be joined in the next half inning by Don Hofacker, veteran umpire here at the ballpark, and our old friend in the booth, and get Don's take on what we've seen recently and what we're seeing tonight. How's it possible to get 3-1 now, the count to Warren. Ramos comes home. Warren swings through a fastball. That one had some steam to it, and it's 3-2. From the set, Ramos's 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, so Warren down on strikes. There are 2 down, and that'll bring up Mason Cirillo. Cirillo a single and grounded into a fielder's choice. Cirillo has driven across 1 or 2 tonight, Benjamin? 2 RBIs for Mason. Left-handed hitter, and the pitch to him swings through a fastball, strike 1. Ramos, the 3rd pitcher employed by the Merchants this evening. Crabs with runners at second and third, 2 down now. Cirillo takes a pitch inside, gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for any advance by the runners. The count now a ball and a strike.
That's 3 walks, that's 7 walks, and then this guy will
1-1 to the number 9 hitter in the Crabs order, Mason Cirillo. The 1-1 pitch. Cirillo tries to check his swing. I think he goes around. He does, and it's 1-2. So Ramos 1 strike away from coming in and at least preventing any more damage here. Came in with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. He's struck out the first batter he faced, Warren. Now he's ahead 1-2. Breaking ball taken for a called strike 3. Absolutely froze Cirillo at the plate. And that'll do it for the Crabs in the 3rd inning. They come up with a 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. And at the end of 2.5, it's the Crabs 11 and the Merchants nothing. You listen to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka.
pitch tracking.
On your mark. Get set.
How does he do that?
Go.
So I'm doing it.
15.
Yeah, he's
14.
a one.
13.
So how you been?
12.
You anxious to get home and have an actual life after the summer?
9.
I'm ready.
7. 6. 5. Come on, guys. 4.
He's sitting
It's hard not to win a race if you run it, the only one running.
15 seconds.
How can I get to the
I'm not reading it. I can take the
All right, welcome back to the ballpark. We're joined, as mentioned, by Don Hofacker, longtime umpire. He was here when they built the park. He was just standing around a rock near home plate. Hadn't been here that long.
I'll tell you how long it's been. They used to pay us out of a cigar box at the concession stand.
Is that right?
Table. They take $20 out of the table thing and hand it to you at the end of the game.
Those were the days, huh? Those were the days. Well, let me ask you a question. I don't expect an honest answer. How about that for an intro, huh?
So you get what you asked for.
It's 11-0. When the Crabs are batting, is the home plate umpire going to maybe give a little advantage to the pitcher?
I don't. Yes.
All right. All right, you can take the lie detector equipment off of Don now. He gave an honest answer.
I think the pitchfork in my back was what did it.
That's Benjamin. Here's Cash Satnat, his first at bat, left-handed hitter. They have a lot of southpaw swingers on the Merchants roster. Facing Jason Alexander, who has given up a 1 hit and a walk in 2 innings, and that pitch is hit to the shortstop. A little flare that Michael Perry gathers in for the first out.
Alexander is so fun to work back there with because he's right around the zone all the time. Even his off pitches are right around there.
Yeah.
Now watch this. He'll throw one to the screen.
Yeah, that's the way it works. He's also a pretty quick worker.
Yes, he is, and he's very intense out there on the mound.
He is perhaps the oldest Crab.
I didn't know that.
I think he's 23. I believe that's the case. First pitch is taken for a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Colt Parshall is the batter, right-handed hitting second baseman, the number 9 hitter in the Merchants order.
We're lucky enough to have 2 of the finer umpires on the West Coast working tonight's game.
Strike 0-2. Who are they?
Brian
Rose, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, Brian Rose and Jake, Doc out there at third base.
Jacques Bolton at third.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they've come up here a couple times and put on clinics for the local umpires.
So these are they're both out of towners then?
Yeah, they're both out of the Sacramento area.
Pitch misses outside, 2-2.
They both work Pac-10 games, Pacific West, virtually anybody, you know. They call the higher caliber ball. And So a lot of these kids get an opportunity to come back and see them and know who they are.
Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses outside. It was framed by Thurber, but he didn't get the call, so the count goes full to Colt Parshall.
And it's hard to frame one when you catch it about a foot and a half out off the plate.
Yeah. 3-2. Strike 3 call. Didn't need to frame that one.
No, gosh, no.
That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Jason Alexander. Second out of the inning, and we go to the top of the order. And Billy Johnson, who fouled off, it seemed like innumerable pitches to lead off the ball game, and then ended up grounding out Reynolds to Newman, third to first.
It's hard to believe they rushed all the way into the bottom of the third already.
Yeah. It's just the game's flying by.
Oh, my gosh.
0-1 the count to Johnson. The next pitch swings and a miss. Big cut on a fastball in the inner part of the plate, 0-2.
One nice thing is the concession stand will be busy with coffee and hot chocolate throughout the night.
It will be.
And
0-2 pitch, fouled off to the left, out of play. Do you guys get any refreshment during the game when you're umpiring on the field?
No. Normally we'll bring like a Gatorade out or a water or something. Just
Between innings? So you can get a little
between
sip.
innings, sometimes we'll go take a sip or whatever. And
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Again, fouled off. So Johnson trying to make Alexander work. Again, fouling off pitches. Jason's only worry is to have enough arm to go 5 innings. That one is lined into right field for a base hit.
that was a nicely hit ball.
That was a rope. So a 2-out single for Johnson. That's the second hit of the ball game for the Merchants, and it'll bring up Michael Jenkerson, who grounded out on a nice play by Michael Perry in the first inning.
This must be quite a subtle change from Hawaii for this kid.
Yeah. He plays at Hawaii Hilo.
I don't know when she took it. She just said it.
First pitch is high and tight, 1-0. Is that right?
Hawaii
Yeah.
Hilo, I heard they had a good program. I couldn't give you any statistics or anything, but people down in the stands were talking about it.
1-0 pitch to the right-handed hitting Jenkerson. And he hits one just fair down the first base line. It goes into right field. Rounding second and hitting the third is Johnson. He's probably going to be
He'll be held.
He'll
be held. It wasn't that deep.
So a double by Jenkerson moves Johnson to third base, and now the Merchants have a runner in scoring position for Dakota Connors, who walked in his first at bat.
And all this with 2 outs also. Seems like this year's been a weird year. A lot of stuff's been happening with 2 outs.
2 out. Yeah, Krabs scored 7 runs, I think, one game after 2 were outs.
Yeah.
All right, here's Connors, right-hander versus right-hander. Alexander comes to the plate, and the pitch is taken a little bit low for a ball, 1-0.
Well, nice thing it's still early for these guys.
Yeah, it's early. It's early. The 1-0 pitch, a ground ball to the shortstop.
No,
Perry,
that's an
convenient hop, throw across the diamond, and that'll do it for Connors and the Merchants in the third inning. They had no runs, a pair of hits, no errors, and 2 left, and at the end of 3 complete, the score remains the Crabs 11 and the Merchants nothing. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka. All right. Welcome back to the ballpark. We got a blowout. No other way to say it. We're going in the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Logan Bush, the Crabs' leadoff hitter. Here in the fourth inning will be getting his fourth at bat of the game. I think that tells you all you need to know. 11 runs on 9 hits for the Crabs, no runs, 3 hits for the Merchants. Hoke Holcomb along with Benjamin Schaefer and Don Hofacker.
Oh, my gosh.
And the first pitch to the
Buried that
backstop.
one. Buried that one.
1-0.
It's I have a feeling these kids will come around and they're turning this into a ball game.
You think so? I'll bet you a nickel. I'll bet you a nickel.
Okay.
There's a ground ball to the second baseman. Up with it is the second baseman, Parshall, and the throw to first. 1 out.
Almost fumbled that thing.
Now, when you say make it a ball game, how close does it have to be for you to win my nickel?
Let's say 5 runs.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'll give you 3-1 odds on that. When you're an umpire, do you ever root for a game to get closer and something like this? I mean, this must be boring for you, right? First pitch to Pozo's high.
I'm really not going to say this out loud, but we root for strikes and outs.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
He sings through when it gets that boring.
1-0. And that pitch is a nice breaking ball.
Oh, boy, that's one of the best things he's thrown, best pitches he's thrown since I've been watching him.
1 ball and 1 strike to Pozos. This is Ramos. We never did find out his first name, did we?
We're working on it.
We're working on his first name. If he pitches 3 innings, we'll find out his first name. That pitch is to the backstop. It's 2-1.
Ulysses. Like President Grant. Ulysses,
Really?
Yeah, Ulysses Ramos.
Okay, Ulysses Ramos, we are told. Ulysses, like Ulysses Grant.
It's amazing what you can find out on these telephones and computers nowadays.
Isn't it something?
Yeah.
That pitch to the backstop again, so we've had a couple of bouncy balls. 3 balls and a strike to Pozos. Benjamin brought along an abacus tonight so he can count up the number of free passes that the Crabs have. Oh, boy.
Oh, this is, what's nice is you got a decent little crowd here for this.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
and fortunately, it's near the end of the season because they wouldn't come back. I had some people tell me last season particularly, I just get tired of the Crabs just clobbering these teams.
But it's
hasn't been the case this year. We've had a lot of close games.
Oh, boy, you've had some really good teams coming in.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 high, so another walk.
That one tournament with Seattle and the team from San Diego and
The Wave, yeah.
And the Waves. That was quite a group of teams.
Yes, that was a good foursome indeed. Here is James Outman. Outman made the last out in the second inning, and he made the last out in the third inning, but he singled in the first inning, so he's 1 for 3 on the ball game. He has stolen a base, and he has scored a run. Pozos takes his lead at first base, and the pitch to Outman is high for a ball. How many walks, Benjamin?
3 for Pozo.
Oh, 3 for Pozos.
Total walks.
Yeah.
That's right. Pozos on first base has not come to bat officially. He's been up 4 times. He's walked 3 times and gotten a sacrifice fly.
8 walks, a hit batter, and a wild pitch.
Oh, my gosh.
Fastball away, 2 balls and no strikes. You just heard Benjamin in the background saying 8 walks plus a hit batter plus a wild pitch that brought in Ryan Reynolds in the first inning. 2-0 the count to Outman.
Right.
And the pitch. Inside with a fastball, 3-0.
It looks like the kids are starting to get a little flat-footed out there. They're.
I would think so. I mean, when you're seeing ball after ball, there's not much for you to do.
No.
3-0. He'll swing 3-0 if he likes it, but oh my goodness, he almost gets hit. Low bridge, fastball, chin music. So Outman walks again. That's 9 free passes. And we go to Jason Newman, who is 1 for 3 on the evening.
I'm waiting for him to hit something really super hard.
Yeah. You say Michael Perry is only 2 home runs shy of Brian Blauser's wood bat record.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Didn't
he's
know
up
that.
to 7 now. All right, here's Newman.
I wonder if Brian's rooting against him or for him.
He probably for him. He's already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Foul ball off to the right and out of play. Strike 1 to Newman.
Then
What pitch would you say most home runs are hit on? Fastball?
fastball, probably. Yeah.
0-1 to count to Newman. What percentage of pitches are fastballs at this level,
my
would you
God.
guess?
Over
Over half?
Probably 60%, I bet.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable bet. I would agree something like that.
Oh.
60. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Way high with a fastball, 1-1.
it's nice when you can see these kids like Alexander or
No. 1-1. The count to Newman. Crab runners take their lead. Swing and a miss on a fastball.
some of these other kids that can just flat bring it. Alexander's a little bit more deceptive because he uses other pitches a lot, but when he needs to rear back, he can.
This fellow has a fairly decent heater, but he doesn't have great command.
No.
The pitch. Way high.
That one, he's stepped away from his target.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Newman. Pozos on at second, Outman at first. Crabs leading 11-0 here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase. A fastball outside.
I think he was trying to see if he could hit the freeway.
He was trying to crank on that one, wasn't he?
Yes.
2 down. Here's Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds has not been retired this evening. He has walked twice, doubled once, scored all 3 times. And the first pitch is taken for a called strike. Inside corner, just about at the belt, 0-1.
Just think if some pro organization see the stats from this, they'll think these guys are ready for the game right now.
Well, it's amazing how there's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Nice job of gloving it by Ramos. The underhand toss to first, and for the first time this evening, the Crabs are retired without scoring. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2
Oh, my
left.
goodness, yeah.
And at the end of 3.5, it's still the Crabs 11 and the Merchants nothing. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Rica. What? Oh, yeah.
We're out of the inning.
Looks like there's going to be some changes here.
All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Heading into the bottom of the 4th inning, the Alameda Merchants will have the middle of the order to face Jason Alexander. Alexander has shut down the Merchants, no runs on 3 hits through 3 innings, and his mates have staked him to an 11-run lead.
Well, that must be just nice for a pitcher to sit out there and just say, okay, I can just work and have some fun here.
Yeah, throw it over the plate.
I don't have to sweat every pitch I throw.
Echeverria grounded out second to first in the first. Left-handed hitter. And the pitch, high pop-up foul out of play. A ball and a strike.
Maybe next year I got an idea for us here.
What's that?
If somebody has a question about a rule interpretation and how a rule applies to this level,
Yeah.
they could write it down on a slip, and sometime when I come up here,
Good idea.
I could.
That takes organization.
Yeah, I know Benjamin knows how to write.
One of us. They had to have one of us who could.
And I thought about that because I get asked occasionally when I'm walking around why is it done like that at this level rather than like they do it at high school or.
Yeah. 2-2 to Chavia. I got a question for you right after this pitch. The 2-2 pitch misses outside 3-2. Is it part of your job as an umpire? Do they tell you when a substitution is made?
Yes.
Is it your job to let us know? Because some umpires seem to do it and others not so much. Flashing up number 25 is coming in. There's a ground ball to the first baseman, and it'll be taken to the bag by Newman for the first out of the inning. So Chavia grounds out Newman unassisted, one down.
We do it as a courtesy, but you are supposed to specify to the home book, the official book, that a substitution has been made or whatever.
So do you write that down in your book?
We write it down in ours, but we're supposed to tell whoever has a official book.
That would be Benjamin?
Yes, that'd be Benjamin.
Okay.
But, it's like this is quite a distance here.
Ground ball to the left side. Third baseman Reynolds is up with it, and his throw across. Oh, he guns him out very quickly. 2 down in the Merchants' fourth inning, and that'll bring up Byron Buckley.
So you're saying you're in non-compliance with the rules, basically?
Yeah, I'm not going to quite go that far, but, sometimes we're a little bit lenient about it.
It is appreciated, obviously, up here because we don't have, we're going to hopefully have next season a means of getting some information. The first pitch is a strike to Buckley. Things will happen on the field, and we have no way of knowing what's going on because we're kind of stuck up here.
I remember the one year we tried it with the walkie-talkies, and they're on somebody else's frequency, and we had all those voices going off going, I wonder what the dickens they're talking about.
That was a long time ago. That was when we had the cans and the string, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Fastball taken for a call. Whoa, for a called what?
It was up.
A ball. It was a little high. It was definitely over the plate, but a little high, says Don Hofacker here. Now, if Benjamin had been on the microphone, that home plate umpire might have heard something. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
But
Swings and just gets a piece of it. Ooh, and the foul ball is off.
Oh,
Thurber's,
that's not going to feel very good.
Yeah, and he throws his mask down. That hurt, and that could be a.
I think it caught him on the inside of the wrist, maybe, or
the
inside
thumb.
of the leg.
He is hurting. Here comes the trainer. He wants to have a look at that hand.
Yeah,
so there's a stop in action here. Another thing we've seen umpires doing, I imagine you do it as well. If there looks like there's an injury to the catcher, not this serious where you need to bring out a trainer, but he gets shaken a little, maybe a foul off the mask. You'll go out and maybe walk toward the mound and toss the ball to the pitcher and wipe off dust off the plate just to give him a little time, right?
It's the same thing that catchers do it for us also. You'll see catcher, we take one off the face mask or whatever. They'll give us a couple seconds to be able to reorient to what earth we're on.
Right.
And but yeah, you can see Brian out there talking to the starting pitcher right now, trying to.
Well, the trainer is still looking at Jacob Thurber's. I think
it looks like we're going to have a substitution at first base there. Okay, looks like Newman's going out to left field. Newt's going to first base. Or maybe he's going to right field.
A lot of pitching, a lot of switches here. So Newman is going to right. Jason Newman leaving first base and going to right field.
The right fielder's going to left.
Bush is going to left field. So is Outman must be Outman out of the ball game then?
That's what it looks like to me, but
someone's going to first base. Then who's going to first base?
Newt.
Okay.
Right field.
So Newt Johnson goes to first base. We don't know why. All this is being done.
Sympathetic Kane.
And this has nothing to do with why the time has been called here. The trainer's still talking with
Boy,
Jacob Thurber.
That must have been a heck of a stinger there. I bet you what they're going to do, they'll give him let him catch 3 or 4 pitches to see how he is. And
a nice gesture by
very
the
nice
by the
sportsmanship.
batter. Good sportsmanship as he pats Thurber on the back. But I think Jacob may be coming out. Yeah,
it looks like he is. I wonder what they're going to do. If they're going to if Warren's a backup catcher, he's DHing tonight. If they're going to lose a DH for the remainder of the evening.
Well, we'll have to see if Nick Warren indeed comes out to do the catching. I would guess so, because Logan Denholm has left the ball club a week ago, so
that means they're going to lose their DH for the remainder of the evening.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah, if this is no, is that?
Yeah, he does lose the DH.
No, that's another kid. That's number 6.
You're gonna put Johnson in Thurber's spot. And then
6 is Jason Newman.
catcher.
No, what's this kid that's catching here?
6 is Jason Newman. That's number 6, isn't it? Am I blind?
No, that's Ottman. Ottman is catching.
Oh, all right. So Outman goes to the.
So maybe that must have been Tyson's plan all the way.
Right.
So Johnson replaces Thurber.
All right. So Newt Johnson goes to first base. Newman
So Johnson
goes to right field.
while
Bush moves over to left field, and James Outman comes in to catch. And that's where we are. All right.
Yes, Carrill's still in center field.
so Cirillo in center.
All right.
And
Right.
boy, this is making your job difficult, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness. Making Benjamin's job difficult. He's the one that has to, he's the official scorer. My chicken scratch can soon be forgotten. The game's over.
So you don't do your scorebook in ink pen then? You do it in very light pencil?
No, I use mine. I use the ink pen because it's chicken scratch. All right, here we go.
And so there's still a 1-2 count on the batter.
There's 2 outs, and the count 1-2 on Byron Buckley.
Where did Newman go?
Newman,
And the pitch.
Right field.
Fastball, low bridge. 1-2 the
Right
count.
field. And
So basically, again, Johnson takes Thurber's spot in the back.
Alexander comes to the plate 2-2. Inside,
oh no, they didn't call it a swing.
3-2.
Didn't call it a swing. Jock didn't call it a swing.
Buckley tried to check his swing. The home plate umpire, Rose, went to Jacques Bolton down the third base line. He said no swing. So the count is full now to Buckley. The 3-2 pitch, line foul over into the
my.
picnic area.
Thank
Heads
goodness. Thank goodness they put that fence up there.
Oh, my goodness, yes. A lot of hot shots out there tonight. Alexander's ready. Winds and the 3-2. Hit foul out of play down the left field line.
That's a pretty nice. Contra Costa. That's a pretty nice swing right there.
Yeah.
Just a little tiny bit late, but
All right. Alexander's set. And the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Over but low. So a 2-out free pass. And we go to Larry Cowart. Would you say Cowart? Coart? How are you calling him? Coart? Cowart? Cowart. All right.
please don't try to steal.
They've already had somebody thrown out,
Yeah,
and
I
it was
saw that.
10-0. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back.
I'm surprised he's even holding them on.
Yeah.
Oh, what? What thriller and ball game they're even missing.
I didn't buy my 50-50 tonight because I thought maybe I might be leaving a little early also.
Oh, no.
So
Don,
I'm
be
taking
shocked.
taking
Be shocked.
$2 from somebody.
Pitch is inside. The runner, a late
Oh, my
steal and
gosh.
throw, and he's out. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh.
A delayed steal attempt after the ball got away from Outman very briefly, and they threw him out by 10 feet at second base. The Merchants are gone in the fourth inning, nothing across, and at the end of 4, it's the Crabs 11 and the Merchants nothing. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, KGOE 1480, Arcadia, Eureka. All right, it's Benjamin's turn behind the mic. You can stick around. Come on in here, buddy. Fifth inning is your inning, and I want
All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Benjamin Schaefer along with our guest Don Holfacker. Crabs up 11-0. So now the Merchants have had they've had 3 hits. They've had 4 base runners. 2 of them been caught stealing.
Oh gosh.
And they're down 11-0.
I imagine that coach is going to super glue him to a base pretty soon.
I mean, surely that right. They're doing that on their own.
Yes, it got to be.
They must be. Okay, it'll be Perry, Johnson, and Cirillo, I think, if we got the changes right last inning after Thurber got injured.
Yeah, let's hope the kid's not hurt too badly.
Ramos into the windup, and
Oh.
that hit this catcher's foot, and now he's limping around. The ball was in the dirt.
He made the biggest mistake he could make. He turned his
He
head.
turned away, yeah.
Yeah, he turned his head. And
He looks like he's okay, but I bet he caught that right off the ankle bone.
you.
Yeah, you don't want to turn your head, right? You want to stay in front of the
No.
ball and keep your chest protector basically in
Keep,
front,
keep
right?
squared up on it, but that's where all your padding is.
Right.
And
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Ramos, and that one rides high and inside. 2-0. Yikes.
yeah.
They have issued
Oh, golly, yes.
9 walks tonight already, and now it's
Oh.
3-0.
3-0. My gosh. Poor. How did they do yesterday in their ball game?
They got beat 14-4 yesterday. Ball 4. Perry's aboard.
So
That's actually his first walk tonight. He's got 3 singles and a walk.
he's gonna.
And here is Johnson.
He must be hitting well over 300, right?
Perry, yeah, he's second on the team. He came in at 352. Outman is at 376, so it's Outman and Perry that have the 2 highest averages. So here's Johnson, who came in for Thurber. Came in Thurber's lineup spot. He actually went into right field, but he's in Thurber's spot in the lineup.
Yeah, he went to first base.
First base, sorry, yeah. Right, Newman went to right field.
It looked like a fire drill there for a second.
Yeah, it did. 1-0 the count, and that's hit high in the air and drifting foul.
Out of
And it's
play.
going to go out of play off the judo hut. 1-1 the count.
You remember the years ago when the face of that judo hut used to be live and the roof was dead? Before they put
No,
all
I
that
didn't know that.
cement-
Really,
yeah,
really, the face was live and the roof was dead. Huh?
Yeah.
That's.
It's
That's
made
funny.
for some interesting
I bet it did.
interpretations.
1-1 the count, and there's a fastball just high. 2-1.
Dodgers have gotten 1 hit against the rookie.
Let's hope the Dodgers lose.
Yeah. I mean, that's all he can hope for.
2-1 pitch is in the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop, and that's going to allow Perry to go to second on yet another
Pass
wild
ball.
pitch.
I was going to be generous and give it a pass ball instead.
Really? It was
Yeah.
in the dirt, though. Usually I give it a wild pitch if it's in the dirt. Pass ball otherwise. It hardly matters at this point.
No, I guess you could probably slash him or something.
3-1, way outside, and that's ball 4, and yikes.
You said wild pitch.
Wild pitch, yeah.
So that's the 11 walks now, I guess, have been issued by Merchants pitching.
A lot of pitches thrown.
Here's Nick Warren.
Infield fly is in effect.
Well, there's that.
Well, I'm just looking
He's
for
walked
the
twice and
I'm looking
struck
for the
out,
positives here.
Yeah, right. The fastball misses inside.
And,
I just don't understand how you could be this. How could 3 different pitchers can be this wild in one night? I mean, I get it. One guy goes out there and he can't find a plate. But they've sent 3 guys out there. Not one of them has been able to throw
Well,
strikes.
how many of you think are position players that are
That's
coming
what I
in
want to
the
know.
bids?
I said that earlier in the game, is that they might be sending out position players. And that next one misses down and away, and it's 2-0.
All right, they're just saying off to the side here that there's a number of them gone back to college from this team, 5 kids, and
Yeah.
there's 3 of them playing in the World Series there. So they've lost pretty much
They've
a
lost
roster.
most of their roster, yeah. Well, they only came in with, I think, 12 guys. They only had 12 guys on tonight's roster.
Not many.
2-1, fouled out of play.
I hope they don't go up in the stands and start finding players here soon.
I was going to volunteer. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to count to Warren.
This is going to be right in on his hands, I bet. Just a guess.
If there's a high hopper over the mound out towards shortstop. He's got it, and it
my
bounces off
gosh.
his glove and into center field. Perry's coming around to score. Here comes the throw to the plate.
To
It's
the
going to be all
backstop.
the way to the backstop. And that's going to allow the runners to move up 90 more feet. 2 errors on one play there, one by the shortstop and one by the center fielder.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
it's 12-0 Crabs.
Tailor made.
This is brutal. He's 68.
Fielding error is a throwing error.
E8. Yikes. E6.
What is it, 4 errors?
E8.
Oh, it's only 2.
It's only 2 errors. They haven't had that many balls in play, so.
I didn't know whether you counted that one earlier at second base as an error or not.
No, I counted that one as a hit because he had to dive for it. Cirillo fouls one out of play, and it's 0-1. So 12-0 now in favor of the Crabs. Runners on second and third. Still nobody out. 0-1 to Cirillo. And here's the pitch. Breaking pitch is low, I guess. 1-1 the count.
Kid must be so mentally tough on the mound there to be able to just say, okay, I'll come back with a better pitch.
That's all you can do, right? There's nobody warming in the bullpen, so it's his game. That one's hit high in the air to left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, and he's got it, and runners are going to hold.
They're not going to
Not up
tag
12-0.
up
they're
on
not.
that.
That's bad sportsmanship.
Oh, yes, that's definitely one nice thing about the way Tyson and Eric do it.
That's right, yeah.
Sportsmanship is very important to them.
Yes,
you know.
definitely. I've noticed that.
I think that goes completely with this organization, the way they present themselves.
And I was just noticing tonight is the Crabs only have 3 sacrifice bunts all season, and as far as just tactically, I think Tyson too plays a good game. He doesn't waste outs and fouled up against the screen. It always makes sense to me. His strategy always makes sense. Where a lot of times the teams come in here and their strategies don't make any sense to me.
He coaches a lot like how he played.
Yeah.
You know, that opposite field hit, the boomer, whatever. You know.
1 misses high and inside the bush, and it's 1-1. So many times you'll see teams come in here and get their leadoff runner on, and the next guy's sacrifice bunting, and it's just such bad base. It's just such bad tactics, and just it's not Tyson's way. He really thinks it through, I think.
He did the same thing when he was coaching at Fortuna High, which
Really?
he turned that into a really good program.
Next pitch misses high and inside. Yeah, he's done a great job with Crabs. The 2-1.
We're very fortunate in this area because virtually all but I think one coach in the area has played or been associated with the Crabs.
Really?
In this whole, or had played against the Crabs.
Bush fouls a pitch off, and it's 2-2 now. Johnson at third, Warren at second.
So it is quite a compliment to the learning curve here.
The 2-2 misses outside, and the count goes full. 2 on, 1 out. Crabs are leading 12-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning, if anybody's listening at this point.
I think they're just here for you, Benjamin.
Well, there is that, of course. The 3-2 is grounded. Past first base and into right field.
That's gonna put-
Johnson's going to score. Warren's going to score. On his way to second is Bush. Here comes the throw, and he's going to be in there sliding with a double. 14-2 Crabs.
14 zip. Well,
And now all the runs are earned.
uh-oh, here comes the manager. He's not going to make a change. Yes, he is. He's going to. Looks like the right fielder's going to come in and pitch.
Oh, boy. Great.
Or no, the first baseman's coming in to pitch. The right fielder's going to first base.
Okay, so the first baseman's coming in to pitch.
That number's too big for me to read. I think it's 34. Is it now in right
The
field?
right fielder's coming into
First base.
first base. And in the pitcher spot then, is that right?
Yes, he'll be in the pitcher's.
And that's got to be Esparza.
Wait a second. They got to be losing the DH.
That's what I'm figuring, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this kid's got to.
That's the DH. That's Flower, I think.
Yeah, number.
No. Oh, yeah, it is. I think that's Flower going
Okay, so
going
Flowers
in the right field, yeah. You're right. They're losing the DH.
And Brian will come to the screen and announce the same thing.
And Buckley's coming in to pitch.
Again, catcher.
Yeah.
Number 11's pitching,
Yeah, that's Buckley.
and right fielder's at first base, and the DH is now playing right field.
Okay. That's what we got, right. Okay, so it's. So, do we know Buckley's first name? Byron Buckley is now in to pitch.
Looks like he spent.
So the fourth
Oh.
pitcher of the night. Does it look bad?
No, looks like we're going to see an awful lot of off-speed stuff.
Well, Echevia's at first then.
You don't have a big enough piece of paper there.
I know. I know. And then the DH, who is Flowers in right field. Okay. Well, the Crabs are up 14-0. We're in the top of the fifth inning. And the Crabs got 7 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, 1 more in the third, 3 runs in the fifth now.
2 more
And
pitches
it's
left.
only 1 out. And how many pitches do they get?
8 for a new pitcher. That's one of the rules I want to change in Major League Baseball to help speed it up.
Give them fewer pitches?
Give them just the 5 that everybody else.
Because they come in warmed up. It's not
Yeah,
like, why do they need 8 more pitches? I'd rather they do that than. What do you think of this new rule? So I want to know what you think of this rule with the getting rid of the intentional walk and just having.
I like it. But the thing is, it changes it, though. How many pitches have been thrown over guys' heads?
That's my point exactly. I don't like it.
Barry Bonds, how many home runs did he hit on those intentional walks or base hits?
Yep, I don't like it. Here's Pozos. Runner out at second, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Buckley and a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
And another thing, I would, if the Major League Baseball ever wants to talk to me about this,
I'm sure they will.
change the number of trips to the mound. Go like the high school, 3 trips to the mound, and everything after that, the pitcher gets removed.
Oh, see, that'd be cool. I go for that because doesn't change the. There's a ground ball as shortstop. He's got it. Throw to first, and it's off line, and it's safe. He threw it through wide and pulled the first baseman off, and that's another error.
First baseman looked like he was in shock that the ball was coming to him.
Yikes. This just gets worse and worse tonight. This is really.
Well, at least I kept.
So third error of the inning now, 2 by the shortstop.
I would have gotten. Golly.
Dakota Connors.
I thought the first baseman should have had that.
I was a little surprised he didn't seem to stretch very much for it, did he? He kind of just lifted his foot.
Looked like deer in headlights that the ball was coming to him.
All right, here we go. First and second now. Still only one out, and the pitch is in there with a fastball to Outman. Outman tonight is got an RBI single and a walk, and he's grounded out twice. Yeah, those kinds of changes speed up the game. I'm good with, but the changing the intentional walk thing, to me that can affect the outcome of the game.
Sure, that.
And that one's hit him.
batsman.
All right, well now bases are loaded with still only one out for Jason Newman. Newman has struck out, singled, grounded out, and struck out again.
Looks like Wheeler's had a lot of guys standing on third base to talk to tonight.
Yeah, really. Well, Crabs not only have scored 14 runs, they've left 9.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
How many hits do they have? About
They have 10 hits.
10 hits and 14 runs.
Yeah, 14 runs on 10 hits.
And
So here's Newman. And the pitch
that
is a strike.
That might have been just a
A little bit on outside corner.
typho wide, but, it was a
It kind of makes sense for the strike zone to be a little context dependent.
you don't want those kids to go out there and just sit and look for the walks.
Right, and that one gets past the catcher.
Nobody's going to move
Nobody's
anywhere.
moving.
Yeah, they're just going to freeze them.
Yeah, up 14 to nothing.
Sportsmanship.
Yes.
And just play station to station.
There's certain things you can't help doing. I mean, if he walks him, then
Sure.
But things like that, yeah, there's no point. So 14 to nothing now in favor of the Crabs. The Merchants have as many errors as they have hits in the game, and more than they have runs. Here's the 1-1 way outside, 2-1. Yikes.
I wonder if this kid blows up, if the coach would just go there and ask for a volunteer to pitch next.
I don't know what they do, and then what are they going to do tomorrow and Sunday? The 2-1. Popped high in the air on the right side. The right fielder
No, he's not going to tag him. I
is
wouldn't
under
think.
it and has it. Here comes the
Oh,
runner.
I guess he did.
He will score to make it 15 to nothing Crabs. So a sacrifice fly for Newman.
Probably for Newman's stats.
Yeah. You definitely have to think about that, right? Because coaches look at their stats.
I would think so, yes.
There's summer coaches definitely do.
Another thing is, this season ends, and these guys will have to start recruiting for next year already.
Yeah, I'm sure they're already thinking about it.
Hopefully they get a few of these guys coming back for next year.
That'd be great. That would be great. First pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike at Denise. It's 0-1 now to Reynolds, who has walked twice and doubled, and also, I think, hit back to the pitcher. I was going to say sacrifice bunt, but I can't believe that happened tonight. Here.
Yeah, that would.
Here's the 0-1. And it misses down low.
That could have probably caused a little bit of tension.
Yep. 1-1 now the count.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1 fastball in the dirt. 2-1. Nice block by the catcher, Satnat.
Yeah. That was a good technique in the way he blocked that ball. You get I'll tell the kids like in high school and junior varsity and that what a great job they're doing blocking the ball, or great footwork or whatever.
Next pitch misses down and in, 3-1.
And
yeah, well, you've seen a lot, so it's helpful for them, right?
I was sitting talking to Larry Zerlang trying to figure out how many games I've probably done over the years.
3-1 is out. Oh, called strike on the outside corner, 3-2.
Nice call. Good call. There's a few of the diehard fans down there that didn't quite see it the way we did.
Yeah. Well, I'm wearing my want-to-go-home goggles. 3-2 is a check swing and a slow roller down to short. This is big trouble. Throw to first is in time. A nice play by shortstop Dakota Connors to end the inning.
They only scored 4 that inning.
Crabs get 4 runs on a hit. There were 3 errors and 2 left, and at the end of 4 1/2, they're up 15 to nothing. Well, I won't say exciting Crabs baseball, but it is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE.
Late season baseball.
All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 5th inning. Crabs clinging to a 15-run lead.
And just nail biter.
Jason Alexander out for his 5th inning of work. All that he has to do is just throw the ball hard down the middle and get us out of this half inning.
I just want to get a hot dog at Burger King.
We're having Burger King advertisement up here now, huh?
He thinks he's going to be able to get out of this, but he's not.
I like the rope you have around his ankle tied to the chair there.
You ever seen my Houdini movie?
So Cohort, Satnett, and Parshall, the bottom of the order for the Merchants against Jason Alexander, who's out for his 5th inning of work. Merchants have 3 hits and 3 errors. And crazy stuff on the base paths, too. I mean, they've had 2 guys thrown out trying to steal down more than 10 runs. Fastball away.
And they weren't even close.
They weren't even close. No, the second was a late steal. The kid took off.
And he got thrown out. He was 80,
Yeah.
probably 10, 12 feet from the bag when he got.
Yep. 2-0 the count. I mean, I get the pitching. That's one thing. But then, I mean.
But cherish what you get on the bases.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 the count. I will say that this year, the Crabs have not been particularly adept on the bases.
No, there's been some
strange,
interesting situations on the bases.
Yeah.
A
lot of poor choices. 3-0 though the count to Cohort now.
I wonder if that comes from just kids trying to do too much. It's
It could be, yeah. Yeah, you wonder. Next pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike.
This must be just terrible on the pitcher having every half inning's
3-1, a big
marathon.
swing and a miss. 3-2, yeah. And like I said, I'm concerned about their arm health too.
Mm-hmm. He must be thrown off to the side there between innings after.
3-2, misses away, ball 4. So he walks the leadoff hitter. That's 2 in a row now he's walked.
Yeah, that's one darn thing you sure don't want to see as a kid hurt.
No, absolutely
in summer
not.
ball, no.
So here's Satnat, popped to short in his first at bat. He's got a runner at first, nobody out.
Let's hope he doesn't steal.
And the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. That's the 3rd walk, by the way, that Alexander has issued tonight.
Yeah, I don't think he's thrown that many pitches. He must be about in the 65, 70 pitch range at most.
There's a high fly ball in the center field. Coming in
caught.
on it is somebody, Outman it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And he has it.
Bush
now, actually.
Bush,
for
yeah.
out number 2, out number 1.
Yeah, Outman's fast, but can't get out there from behind the plate.
No, that's right. Indeed. He was out in left field. He is now taken over as catcher for Jacob Thurber. Here's Parshall, the second baseman, caught looking in his first at bat. And the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1.
You still get a good many fans here. You haven't lost hardly anybody.
Well,
with
that's
the
because most of
score.
the fans come here and don't pay any attention to the game, so I have no idea what's actually going on.
Or they're here for the concert.
Or they're here for the band.
Yeah.
0-2 the count. I was laughing last night because I noticed a couple leaving. It was the bottom of the ninth, and the Crabs were down a run, and they had the bases loaded with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the batter. And this couple got up and walked out of the park before the pitch was delivered.
I got here I got here with 1 out in the bottom of the 11th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I walk in and all of a sudden they started putting people on and stuff. And
0-2. Tapper out towards
Oh,
third.
that
Coming
could
in
be
on
tough.
it is
That could be tough.
Reynolds. He picks it up, and he's not going to have a play. That'll be an infield hit for Parshall. That was essentially a swinging bunt. Reynolds did a good job to rush it, but wouldn't have had time to get him anyway.
The ball's probably getting a little bit damp right about now,
I'm
too.
sure it is, yeah.
And
So here's Billy Johnson, the leadoff hitter. He's 1 for 2. So first and second, 1 out now for the Merchants.
again, infield flies in effect, so give us something to look forward to.
Here's the pitch. Fastball away. 1-0.
See, there's
Are they sending something down to the bullpen, the Crabs?
well, it looks like there's a couple of guys walking around down there. And
Yeah, there's one guy playing catch with some kids.
Yeah,
down there.
yeah.
He's just playing catch. 1-0 the count. And there's a fastball in there at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
new way to warm up is throw with the kids.
Yeah, nice, huh? Involve a little kid out there over the fence. And it's just funny the adoration these players get from the little kids. I was
Oh my goodness, yes.
swinging and a
You-
miss.
I
1-2.
I'm really bad about giving away baseballs at the end of the game to the kids.
Really?
So they can go get some autographs and
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
wide-eyed stares they'll
Yeah.
give the ball players.
cool. Oh, I know.
And
I've noticed it, yeah. They're just in
and-
awe.
And they ask some pretty doggone good questions too.
Really?
There's certain kids like Warren will sit there and just talk to them talk their ears off
1-2 is tap foul over towards the Crabs dugout.
about different things, you know. And he's a great ambassador. This year for some reason I don't know the roster like I normally do.
Mhm. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew it right past him. 2 away. Here's Jenkerson.
Tried to do a little
1
bit
for
too
2.
much.
Yeah, he's not going to tie the game.
You know, can't hit too many 15-run home runs.
So a big cut there at a fastball up at the shoulder.
Let's hope this is a type of score against the Dodgers tonight.
I'm afraid Vin wouldn't live long enough to call the game. 0-0. Here's the pitch.
Nice pitch there.
Fastball on the outside corner.
my
So this is
gosh.
Vin's last season. I grew up with Vin Scully. I'm going to miss him.
Yes.
0-1 the count. But what is he, like 86 years old or 87 years
Yeah,
old
something
now?
like that. He's
He may
about
be older than that even.
got to be close to Hulk's age.
0-1 the count.
No. What a marvelous
Tap back to the mound. Alexander has it. Throw to first. Inning over.
what a marvelous way he announces too.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
All the great old ones, Red
Yep.
Barber and him.
Yep. No runs hit, no errors. 2 left, and at the end of 5, 15-0 Crabs. This is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE.
All right, you gonna hang it up, John, or you want another half inning?
I'll stay with the half inning. Give you guys a break.
Can I get you something from the alibi?
You're just looking for an out, aren't you?
Yeah, you give me some from the alibi for sure.
Martini for me, please.
Get me a few things. Get me several from the alibi.
Yeah, we got smoke today. What did we do was 5-1.
That's going to be great. You see that program we're going to use next year? You see that program Liam got that we're going to use next year?
What's the name?
It's going to be great.
He's got pitch count.
Now I won't have to do this thing next year. Yeah. We'll use that. options, and you pick the one you want, and it'll say hit, and then it'll say, infield, outfield. It's really cool. You can check it out.
Benjamin?
All right, we're back at the ballpark, top of the 6th inning. It'll be Perry, Johnson, and Warren for the Crabs, up 15-0 against the Byron Buckley and the Alameda Merchants. So, do you have an umpire in the major leagues that that you idolize, or like some ball players have?
Sure. Probably Jerry Davis. Let's see. Yeah, he's probably my favorite. I had an opportunity to meet him.
Nice.
And
Perry misses.
quite a guy. He's not very big either.
Really?
You think he'd be, but he's very well spoken. I guess someone was saying he has a PhD or something like that. It just
Maybe.
so.
Next pitch misses down and away. It's 2-0 now to Perry.
And he said the reason he umpires he could never play.
Yeah, I hear that. Anything to be in the game, right?
All
Next
right.
pitch catches the outside corner too, and that's why I was so ecstatic to get to be the official score 18 years ago here when I used to hang out at the ballpark, and I always wanted to be a ball player, and I was never much of an athlete. So when I got to be the official scorer for the Crabs, I was thrilled. Pop high in foul territory, drifting
that's
over
out of
towards
play.
the stands, and it
Oh,
falls
my God.
just on the other side of the stands.
That guy almost walked right into her.
Yep.
It's wonderful going out there smelling the grass and
anything to be
kicking the
involved.
dirt
Yeah,
and
it's
whatever.
great.
And talking to these 22, 23-year-old kids that could possibly be someone, on TV someday.
Yeah. 2-2 the count now to Perry. Perry has not been gotten out tonight. He's got 3 singles and a walk. He's scored 3 runs and has an RBI. The Crabs are up 15-0, which is why the game is kind of an afterthought at this point. There's a check swing, and it's hit foul. 2-2 the count.
It'd be nice to see Perry drive one just to.
The one he hit last night, you weren't here for it, but he hit one onto 101 northbound last night. 2-2 pitch. And there's a ground past the pitcher out towards second base. Second baseman has it. Throw to first. Nice
throw.
play.
Nice play. Doggone nice play.
Colton Parshall out there at second on a ball behind the bag. Had to turn and make a nice throw to first to get Perry, who was hustling. So 1 away. Here's Johnson. Came in and walked in his first appearance. That was in the 5th inning when he came in for Jacob Thurber, who we hope is okay. Thurber got hit with a ball off his hand, took a foul tip off his wrist, I guess.
It looked like the inside of his wrist there.
And there's a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike and had to come out of the game. And we hope that it's not a broken wrist.
No, let's hope not. Let's hope not. It's
He was in
amazing.
a lot of pain, though. He grabbed his mask and threw it very angrily into the dirt, and he was obviously.
Amazing how the balls can always find where you don't have a pad.
Yeah, 0-1. I've seen you take a few, and I was really, not good.
Yeah.
1-1 the count.
I know that when you get a game and you take like 3 off the mask and you're wondering what universe you're in.
Yeah. 1-1 misses high. 2-1 the count. Yeah, the mask doesn't help with concussions.
No. And I got mine's probably as old-fashioned as you can get. Too.
Really? 2-1 misses down in low 3-1.
Imagine Johnny Roseboro had a better mask than I do.
3-1 pitch. In the dirt, Johnson is aboard. That is, I think.
Second walk.
That is walk number 12 issued by Merchants pitching tonight. Yeah, I really seriously think the Crabs need to rethink the 10-run rule next year. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner for a called strike, it's 0-1. I mean, I just think. I mean, we've had several games this week now. We had a Tuesday night game that went. It was 17-2, and then Wednesday was 12-2.
It's not fair to these kids because they've got to come back in the next 2 days and put a good game on the field. And
the 0-1 is fouled up against the screen. It's 0-2.
And
And Wednesday night we were supposed to have a 7-run rule, and it was never invoked. We ended up playing the 9, and it was a blowout. It was the Berkovich baseball was never in the game.
Oh my gosh! I wish we would have come over. Coaches from Berkovich are good guys.
The 0-2 misses way high, 1 and 2. So they're like a baseball academy, is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, and they're instructional, summer instructional baseball.
1 and 2 the count. Here's the pitch. Way high, 2 and 2. Johnson over at first, 1 out.
He's not
Top of the 6th.
He's not completing his stride there. He's short stepping.
That's why every pitch is so high, right?
Right.
When pitchers throw a lot of pitches in the dirt, I always think that's because they're overthrowing it.
Right, because their release point's a little bit too
Too
deep.
low, right?
Yeah.
Next pitch is fouled out of play, and it's 2 and 2. Because you see that a lot with guys who throw hard. I notice that they often it's as if they're trying to throw as hard as they can, and so the release point is too low.
Absolutely right, because this level, these kids are, well, I don't know whether these are position players out there or whatever, but
yeah, right.
Just kind of
The
filling
2-2.
the void.
Misses high, 3 and 2. Crabs have received 12 walks. They've had 2 hit batters. There's been 2 wild pitches, and they have 10 hits. They've left 11 runners on base and have 15 runs. 3 and 2 the count. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, plus you forgot the 3 errors.
And there's 3 errors. Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
And there's another walk.
There's another walk. 13 walks now.
I wonder what the Crabs record book is for walks in a game.
So Johnson at second, Warren at first now for Mason Cirillo.
I've never heard of it. Like, that's
13 walks. Spread over 3 pitchers.
That sounds like a
4 pitchers now.
second game of a double hitter of 2 small
Really?
schools.
Ground ball over to third. He's got it. He's going to throw to second for 1. Back to first, and they turn a 5-4-3 double play.
All right now. Beautiful double play turn.
That was a nice play by the third baseman, Larry Court.
If there would have been nobody out, he had the shot at the triple,
That's
too.
right. He almost had he would have been able to tag Johnson. That's right. So the Crabs get no runs on no hits. There were no errors and a runner left. And at the end of 5.5, they're up 15-0. This is
Okay,
Crabs
thank you,
Baseball
Benjamin.
14-8.
I'm gonna
Thank you, Don.
get
nice
out
to
of
see
here.
you again.
You also. You guys enjoy yourselves.
Thanks, you too. Don Holfacker there, folks.
The important stuff needs to be doing. Great to have you with us, Don, as always.
Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back to the ballpark.
Got a new pitcher on the mound for the
Matthew
Crabs.
Hernandez on in relief of Jason Alexander, who looks like he may be in line for his 6th win of the season.
Unless the Merchants can rally for 16 runs, Alexander will, having pitched 5 innings, will now be eligible for that victory.
Hernandez comes in with a record of 1-2, an ERA of 6.57 in 24 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 35 hits, walked 7, and struck out 22.
If anyone other than players, relatives, or girlfriends are listening now to our broadcast, you have too much time on your hands. Go read a book. 16-0 as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Benjamin will be giving a brief lecture on existential ethics in a post-industrial world. I know you're going to want to be ready for that.
Here's Connors, Echevarria, and Flower for the Merchants against Hernandez, and Connors takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. He's 0 for 1, walked in the first inning and then grounded out to short in the third. Hernandez rocks and comes home with a fastball that misses low, 1-1. 15 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Crabs, no runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for the Merchants. Crabs have left 12 runners on base on top of their 15 runs. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner.
How can you win a game stranding 12 runners?
Yeah. Well, you can get 12 walks, 2 hit batters, and 10 hits.
Oh, all right.
That's how you can do it. 1-2.
I just asked.
Line over. Puzzles at second base and into right field for a base hit. Fifth hit of the game now for the Merchants. And with Connors aboard, here's Echevarria. Echavia. Is it Echevarria?
Echavia.
Echavia. I have him as Echevarria in here. Echavia. I'll have to fix that. Echavia is 0 for 2.
I think at the very least they'd like to avoid the shutout, right? At least score
Absolutely.
1 run.
Yeah.
Get on the board.
Or at least have a big inning or, you know. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 0-1. He was late on it. Hernandez had a good live fastball. He's given up a lot of hits, though, and that's hurt him. So 0-1 the count. That one's hit high in the air behind first base. Johnson in foul territory and said it'll be Pozos to put it away for out number 2. That's in foul territory.
1 out.
Out number 1. Here's Flower. 1 for 2.
Now that's starting to get almost as bad as this.
Here's the pitch. Fastball in there at the knees. It's 0-1. They're still hassling the other players in the stands.
Are all the Crabgrass band members still here? Did any of them bail? I think they're still
I think
here.
the band's still here.
Yeah, good guys. Good guys.
Band-
And gals. Good guys and gals.
Bands never leave. They went down with the Titanic. Here's the 0-1. Slider away, 1-1. They're committed to the music, man.
Yeah. Leo DiCaprio went down too, but he's made some movies since. So
1-1 the count. And the pitch. Fastball misses inside, 2-1.
did we hear a score in the Dodger game tonight? Oh, the Dodgers are losing 8-0. That's good. So the Giants, although they're having a pitiful post-All-Star stretch, are still up by 2 games after
2-1 the count. I can't barely even listen to Giants games anymore. 2-1 misses down in there for a called strike at the knees. 2-2.
I mean, the Dodgers should be like leading us by like 8 games.
They have a whole 25-man roster that's been on the BL this year. Like they've had 25 or 26.
Runner goes. The 2-2 is outside to throw on the second is going to go into center field. So Connor steals the base. They've had 2 guys caught stealing tonight.
Well, it's unlikely they're going to come up with 15 or 16 runs. So again, get that guy in the scoring position. You can at least avoid the shutout with a base knock here.
Tony Romo's helping.
Yeah, and you know, he can work on his base stealing skills. I mean, these are guys that, you know, what I have to always remind myself when I watch games here is that these guys are learning too. So
Sure.
sometimes you know, I think maybe sometimes the things that look like strategic mistakes or they're just trying to get you know, it's instructional.
Yep.
And there's a ground ball to first, toss to the pitcher covering. The runner's going to advance, but there's 2 outs now. So Connor's now over at third. Here's Buckley, the pitcher. He came in the game as the first baseman, but ended up, or maybe in right field. Was he in right field?
No, he started at first base.
He started first. That's what I thought. Now he is the pitcher in the game.
Well, no, but like how
Here's the pitch. And that one's going to get away from Outman, but no advance.
Love some of the names. Byron Buckley sounds like a character on Upstairs, Downstairs.
Yes. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A big cut there. 1-1. And Colt Connors. That's like a Western. Is his name Colt?
Yeah, they got Colt. No, Dakota Connors.
Dakota Connors.
And
That's
Colt,
like
and Colt Parshall.
Dakota. Those are. They could be in a Western.
Yeah, Colt
Next
and
pitch
Dakota.
misses away. Colt and Dakota.
That's their double play combination.
Yeah, really. 2-1 the count. Yep.
Dakota at short and Colt at second.
2-1 the count now. 2 outs, runner at third. 15-0 Crabs in the bottom of the sixth. Swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 2-2. Merchants are taking huge cuts up there. And why not, right?
Let her rip.
The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball over the first. Newman has it, tosses to Hernandez covering, and the inning's over. No runs hit, no errors, 1 left, and at the end of 6, Crabs are up by 15. This is Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE.
Crabs would like to thank True Motion Fitness, a unique approach to movement health focused on building a stronger, balanced, and stable you so they can move through life and desired activities with greater enjoyment and efficiency. True Motion Fitness is located at 901 O Street in Arcata. You can phone them at 822-3018. That's True Motion Fitness. And Patty Stokam, a RE/MAX Realty. Patty's been a Crab sponsor and supporter for more than 20 years, and she's been selling real estate for just as long. Patty will handle all the legwork for you and cover all the bases. You can give her a call today at 496-3295 or find her on Myrtle Avenue in Eureka. That's Patty Stokam with RE/MAX Realty. All right, heading into the top of the 7th inning. Crabs in a runaway game tonight, but tomorrow night could be a different story as the Auburn Wildcats, Benjamin, the Wildcats, will be playing at 7 o'clock. The Wildcats have won their first 2 games of this tournament. And if you turn in tomorrow night, Benjamin will do that Wildcat call, 7 or 8 times.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, something to look forward to.
Top of the order for the Crabs, Bush, Pozos, and Outman. Buckley winds and delivers a fastball high. Bush has been hit by a pitch, singled, flied out, grounded out, and doubled. He's also scored 2 runs. 1-0 pitch. Misses high again. It's 2-0. I've just never seen 4 pitchers who were so unable to get a ball over the plate. I mean, I get getting hit hard. You know that. There's a big swing and a miss from Bush, and it's 2-1. But how do you spread 13 walks out over 4 different pitchers?
Well, again, how many of these pitchers?
I think 2 of them may not actually be pitchers.
Yeah.
The 2-1. 3-1 misses high.
And this is a very, very depleted roster of the of the Merchants.
Yeah, well, they only have 12 guys on the 12.
And apparently a number of regulars have left early.
3-1. High in the air to center field. Jenkerson is under it and has it for out number 1. Yeah, well, the Wildcats played fairly well when they were here earlier.
Auburn, the team we play tomorrow night.
Yeah. So tomorrow night might be a more competitive game. Let's hope. Brian Pozos will be the batter.
The boos you hear in the background are for the beer man coming by with a sign that says last call to buy beer.
Yeah.
And he always gets booed. And tonight, that's the big activity.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch misses high, 2-1. I do think the Crabs need to rethink the mercy rule issue next year for sure.
Yeah. They have not had the 50-50 drawing yet, have they?
2-1. It's hit high in the air and it's drifting out of play, and it will drift out of play.
Because
I don't believe they have. That's
no.
why a lot of people are still
Right,
here.
right. There wouldn't be this many people here if they'd already had that drawing.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count.
Yeah, it's a Friday night. You got to get up early for farmers market tomorrow.
Yeah, I've never really gotten getting up early for farmers market.
Do you get up at all prior to noon on Saturday?
Well, I usually don't get up before 9. I like my sleep. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And then by the time I get going, there's a pop fly back at home plate, and it's going to be into the seats.
That's particularly unfortunate when you teach an 8 o'clock class, though. I mean,
yeah. Well, I have them quietly read until I get there.
Uh-huh. They don't mind you showing up in your jammies, do they?
2-2 the count.
Acceptable.
And, I do enjoy the farmer's market, but I see no reason to get there early, and I can buy vegetables, at 5 in the afternoon if I want to.
Yeah.
So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses away, 3-2.
Truly, the farmers market here Saturday
great.
on the plaza is one of the finest
It's definitely,
you'll ever find.
It's a nice market. There's always a band. It's just a really good time. The next pitch is in the dirt.
That 14?
Ball 4, yep.
Well, I'm going to be surprised if Don Hofacker leaves the park without paying me the nickel that was bet. Remember,
I didn't hear the bet. I heard something about a nickel.
Yeah, well, he said the game would be closer when it was 11-0.
Oh.
Keeping score, yeah.
And
He owes you a nickel.
And 2 hit batters.
So Pozos over at first with 1 out. Here's Outman.
I don't know. That's the lowest we've seen in a while.
And the next pitch is swung on and missed on. Pozos now has had 1 at bat in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appearances. He's walked 4 times. He has a sacrifice fly, and the only at bat he got aboard on an error. Outman takes another pitch, and it's inside. It's 1-1. He is 1 for 3. He's also walked and been hit by a pitch. He has an RBI single, and a run scored. Toss to first, and Pozos dives back safely. One the count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, a called strike on the inside corner. 1-2.
that's a late game pitcher's strike, I think.
Yeah.
Even Don Hofacker admitted the strike zone may
Yeah.
expand a tad in this situation.
Best was when I was
Throw to first and runners back.
Why is he throwing to
Well, they have
first?
to. Whatever.
I mean, Pozos is not going more than 90 feet unless it's a double. I mean, he's base to base.
The next pitch. Whoa! Is so high, goes all the way to the backstop and bounces way up over the fence, but stays on the field side. But still, Pozos goes down to second on 1. Heck of a wild pitch. Yeah. That's like the fourth wild pitch, too. 2 and I think, is it 2-2 or 3-2? It's 2-2.
I've been like doing this on autopilot.
You know, there is a Geneva Convention against torture, and we may be violating that here at the park tonight.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. High pop up on the left side. The shortstop is under it, and he has it for out number 2. Yeah, I don't like to see any team get beat this badly. I mean, it's
No fun.
no fun. I mean, unless it's Reading.
You always have that little caveat in there. Used to be Fontenetti's,
Unless
but
it's Fontenette.
they're gone.
They're gone. I need a new. Unless it's Reading.
You know, that Fontenetti's was around for half a century. So
No, that was a big loss.
R.I.P. Rest
That was a
in
big
peace.
loss. Yeah, Fontenetti's were a great Crabs rival for a long time, several decades. And
Their oldest rival.
the oldest rival, and a lot of history between the teams, and it was sad when they finally folded.
Yeah.
Fontenetti Athletics. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
When we first started broadcasting, of course, there was no internet or anything like that, and we'd get phone calls from Jerry Fontenetti.
Wanting to know the score of the
Yeah,
games.
checking out the score
Calling
as
from
the
San
game was
Jose
going.
to find out what the score was. Then there was a legendary year. There was some kind of controversy over who won the division when they were in a league with Fontenetti, and it caused some bad blood between the teams. 1-1 the count, and that was part of what generated the rivalry. That was way back in the 50s, I think.
Yeah, that was back a ways, yeah.
1-1 the count. I don't really know the story, but I heard bits of it when Ned was around. 1-1 the count. It's foul tipped up against the backstop, 1-2. I wonder what Ned would be saying if he were watching this game, or if he is watching it somewhere.
Yeah, you never know. I'll tell you this: they still play a promo I did about 6 years ago. They'll still play it occasionally on 1480. You're listening to the Ned Barsulia
Oh,
Baseball
right. Remember when you
Network.
would always say that, right? Yeah. 1-2 the count. Pozo's out at second. Here's the pitch. In the air to left field, towards the gap. Hit deeply, but playable, and the left fielder is there for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left for the Crabs in the top of the 7th. They're up 15-0. This is Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE. Welcome back to the ballpark.
Hey, how many people were here at the ballpark tonight, Benjamin?
564 are treated to a
Blowout.
spectacular Crabs blowout.
Tomorrow night will be better. We promise, we promise, we promise. The Auburn Wildcats, will be in the park at 7 o'clock. They have won their first 2 games. The Crabs obviously will win this one. So the 2 undefeated teams will meet tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
And when they lose, they'll sound like my cat Randall.
Is that the way he sounds?
Wah.
Oh, my kitty has been. We took her to the vet yesterday, and huge bill. I used your credit card to pay for it, Benjamin. I hope you don't mind. But Actually, we were pleased. We got back all the chemical work, the blood work, and everything today, and she's in good shape.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah.
But she's got a little arthritis. She's overweight.
Yeah, it's probably because of her weight a little bit. Yeah.
And she's an old cat. She's 13, but a beloved part of the family for sure. Okay, here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning.
So the line, by the way, on the Alameda Merchants pitching, they've given up 14 walks, 3 wild pitches, 2 hit batters, and 10 hits.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
So here's Hernandez out for his second inning of work against Cowart, Satnat, and Pershaw, the bottom of the order for the Merchants. And there's a fastball that misses high. Oh, no, this is Merrick Petito on the mound now. Merrick Petito comes in with an ERA of 5.40. Check swing, and it's fouled up against the screen. A record of 0-2. 11 2/3 innings pitched, all in relief. He's given up 11 hits, walked 3, and struck out 10.
And that's why we have
Jacob Gomez I noticed last night, has been pitching a lot better lately, and his ERA is down to 3.74 now. He was hovering around 6 for a while.
Yeah, he was.
He pitched great last night. 1-1 the count. There's a slow hopper over to third. Reynolds has it, winds, and throws him out.
He does have a gun at third base,
He does.
doesn't he?
Here's Satnat, the catcher. 0 for 2. Bottom of the 7th inning. Crabs are the visiting team in tonight's game. Petito sets, and there's a fastball that misses away. 1-0. One of 3 sidearm pitchers the Crabs have. The other 2 being Gomez and I want to say Ralston, but I don't think that's right. Smith. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses down low, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to count. Here's the pitch. Misses high with a fastball, 3-0. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Three-one pitch. High in the air down the left field line, drifting in the foul territory. Reynolds giving chase, and he will run out of room. And as that bounces up against the fence over there in left field. So the count goes full now to Satnat. So these guys will play the Mudcats tomorrow at 3. Am I correct in that?
I think you're right.
And then we will play the
Wildcats at
7.
So the 2 0-2 teams at 3, the 2 2-0 teams at 7.
3-0 misses, 3-1, 3-2 misses down and away, and that's ball 4. So Satnat aboard with 1 out. Of course, Alameda could still come back and win the whole thing on Sunday.
That's right. That's what happened in the first tournament. The
You're
team
right.
that lost the first 3 games,
Yeah.
the San Diego Wave, came back and won it all.
All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Here's Parshall. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0.
There was a little confusion, I must say, about this weekend tournament. I ran into a lady yesterday, and she said, "Are you going to the final game tonight?" And this was Thursday night. I said, "No, we've got a tournament this weekend."
1-0 pitch is lashed foul over towards the Merchants dugout.
And she said, "Oh my goodness, I have several of my 10-strip tickets still left. I was giving them all away today so people could go to tonight's game. I didn't realize that there were more games. I thought it was an away tournament."
Oh.
So
I wonder where she got that impression.
don't know. I think the schedule makes it kind of clear it's here. But
1-1 the count. And the next pitch from Petito is a fastball that misses high, 2-1. Crabs have left 13. Merchants have left 6.
I mean, some of the guys on ice are
The 2-1. Swinging and a miss. A big cut there from Parshall. And it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounder out to short. Perry tosses to second for one, and Pozos drops it.
called him out. No, called him out.
They did call him out.
Yeah, he was saying the drop came as he was going to throw the ball.
So it's just a fielder's choice. Satnat forced at second, and with 2 outs, here's Johnson. Partial at first now.
That's a little. You just see Kevin. That's out on the.
I could see Kevin doing that, just storming the field.
Be one of those.
Partial at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away. 1-0 the count.
Whether or not if someone ran out on the field, we should have.
The 1-0 is grounded hard and foul past first base. One ball, one strike is the count.
I mean, they want to.
Parshall takes his lead. Here's the pitch, way outside. 2-1. Runner goes. The 2-1 is outside. No throw down the second. Parshall steals it.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you say that. I mean, if he throws, it's not.
3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Ball 4.
Yeah, no way. If they just didn't care and let him go, then that's the difference. Oh, okay, then yeah. It's
That'll bring up Jenkerson, the center fielder.
some type of that.
He's 1 for 3 with a double. He's got Parshall out at second and Johnson at first with 2 outs. Petito now has walked 2 in this inning. That's 5 walks issued by Crabs pitchers tonight.
115,000 people.
So that's 19 walks in the game. Here's the pitch. High topper back to the mound. Petito's got it. Throws to first to end the inning.
They were celebrating the 50th.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left, and at the end of 7, it's 15-0 Crabs. This is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE. Welcome back to the ballpark.
The Eureka Rubber Stamp Company has been in business in Humboldt County since 1954. Locally owned and operated, manufacturing rubber stamps, engravings, vinyl signs, lanyards, novelty items, stencils, and more. New Memorial Rocks are now in stock. Eureka Rubber Stamp is located at 520 F Street in Eureka, and their business hours are 8:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. That's Eureka Rubber Stamp.
All right. Reynolds, Perry, and Johnson for the Crabs up 15-0 in the top of the 8th inning. Crabs got 7 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 more in the 5th.
And they've kind of been content to sit on that lead since then.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, although they have had plenty of base runners. There's a foul.
That's because there have
Foul
been
ball up
walks.
against the screen,
That's
yeah.
because there have been walks.
And many, many walks.
Yeah, they haven't had a hit in the last 2 innings, but they've had 3 walks.
Yep. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt. 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. In the dirt again. 2-1. This is uncomfortably familiar. 2-1 the count. Byron Buckley out on the mound. 2-1. Line in the right field for a base hit. Reynolds aboard. Here's Michael Perry. Perry tonight has 3 singles, a walk, and a ground out.
In the early days of Monday Night Football, one of the telecasters was a fellow named Don Meredith, a former quarterback and kind of a Texas boy. And when the game got out of reach, he would always sing, "The party's over, it's time to call it a day." He would have sung that about 4 innings ago.
Oh, yeah, he would have sung that after the end of the first.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. As Perry takes a pitch on the outside corner. I remember he used to hawk lemonade on TV.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. And that one gets all in the back, goes all the way to the screen on the wild pitch. So Reynolds off to second now. That's, I think, the 4th or 5th wild pitch tonight by Merchant's pitchers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially reached the 3-hour mark.
3 hours and counting.
It's funny, you know, just how it seems like it just breezed right by.
Yeah.
1-1 count. And that's fouled up against the screen. 1-2.
You ever wonder what an overdose of opioids
Of course, I did
feels
fall
like?
asleep for about a half hour around the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
So that might be it. 1-2 the count. And now people are leaving the ballpark. The 1-2. Ooh, misses high and inside. 2-2.
Welcome to
2-2
Rio.
pitch. Misses high. 3-2.
Welcome to Rio.
That's right. The Olympics started tonight. The opening ceremonies were this evening.
Missed opening ceremony.
3-2 the count. I've never been a fan of the Olympics. Here's the pitch.
And the opening ceremony.
Ball 4.
Sports itself.
Yeah, I mean, I just like to watch.
I like Baby Hully Gully.
I don't even know what that is or who that is.
That was a rock and roll group called the Olympics.
Oh.
Just say in high school. In high school, women's
Western movies. You ever heard that one?
No.
Before your time, I'm
I'm
afraid.
sure it was.
Yeah.
but they're all 16.
Reynolds at second, Perry at first. Here's the pitch. Tap foul
Chinese teams, unfortunately, they choose. I mean,
over towards the Crabs dugout.
The minimum age is 16.
Yeah.
So Chinese teams, 13, 14.
That was 15?
I
Walk
think
was
so,
15?
yeah. I think that was a 15th walk they issued. I'd be curious to know what the record is. I don't know how to find that out. Oh, 1 pitch. We need an intern that can look that stuff up. Next pitch misses away, 0-2. Oh, 1-1, sorry. This is definitely not the longest Crabs game in terms of time. There was there was one game that started at 7 and didn't end until after 2 o'clock in the morning. That was a game I happened to miss. That was many years ago now. It was like the season after I got here, I think.
I don't
For some
remember
reason,
that.
you weren't here either. I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2-1 the count. That was when Rodney was doing the announcing. Next pitch misses way high, 3-1, and the game didn't end until 2 in the morning.
Wow. Well, don't count your chickens, my friend. Counts
Really?
3-1. Counts
3-1. It takes a long time to walk, guys. Here's the 3-1 to Johnson. Oh, and there's a strike on the outside corner. 3-2. Reynolds at second, Perry at first, nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. And the pitch. Fouled out of play. So the count remains 3-2.
I'll tell you, the guy who's got to be the most tired in the park, the most tired in the park,
The
has got
umpire?
Cash Satnat
Oh,
the catcher.
Yeah.
for the Merchants. Wow.
3-2 the count.
This is when it would be horrible to play against that.
Yeah.
And now he steps off.
Rubbing salt into an open wound right there.
3-2. Here's the pitch. In on the hands, and he fouls it high in the air in the right side, and it's going to drift right in the same spot a ball fell. It almost never falls there. It was just barely on the other side of the right side fencing there by the dugout. And about 3 innings earlier, a ball almost hit a guy who was standing there, and that ball fell in exactly the right spot. And I don't think we've had a ball fall in that spot, at least this season, and maybe the last 3 or 4 seasons. Because it just goes right over the fence. I mean, it almost hit the backside of the fence. 3-2 the count. Swing and a miss got him. So Johnson down on strikes. And here's Warren. Warren's walked 3 times tonight, been aboard on an error.
Now that foul ball was caught on the bounce by a fan, and for the second time tonight, I think they're letting the fan keep that ball.
Really?
Yeah. And a little girl got one earlier.
There's one in the dirt, 1-0.
Traditionally, the Crabs
Wow.
get all the foul balls
It's probably
back,
payback for having to sit through this game.
yeah, it's only fair, huh?
I mean, if you're still here and you don't have to be,
You're
you
a fan.
deserve more than
You're
the
a
ball.
fan. Yeah, yeah.
1-0 the count. That one's hit in the air to left field. And caught by Johnson. 2 away. Here's Cirillo. 1 for 5 tonight. The one Crab who doesn't have a walk. I think pretty much everybody else in the lineup has walked, except, no, Newman hasn't walked. But Newman and Cirillo are the only 2 that haven't. Well, Bush hasn't walked, but he's been hit by a pitch, so I don't know if that counts. But so here's Cirillo with 2 on and 2 outs, and he takes a pitch down low.
I'm not even up there for the way. I'm just taking the camera and putting everything in.
Low 1-0.
Anyone else is coming.
Popped in the air, shallow left field. Third baseman going out on the grass, and he has it for out number 3.
Play another game.
No runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 left for the Crabs. And at the end of 7.5, they're up 15-0. This is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE. All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 8th inning. Connors how do you pronounce it? Echavia. Connors Echavia and Flower for the Merchants. Echavia. Connors tonight is
1 for 2.
1 for 2. Is this still Petito on the mound? Still Merrick Petito out there. Second inning of work. 15-0 in favor of the Crabs. Petito sets and deals down low. It's 1-0. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. Next pitch misses high, and it's 3-0. I think Crabs have a right-hander warming in the bullpen, just in case Petito gets into some trouble out there. 3-0 the count. Ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches to start the 8th inning. Here's Echavia. 0 for 3. 15 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Crabs. No runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Merchants. And the pitch to Echavia is a fastball down and away.
There has been some dispute as to whether waterboarding constitutes torture. There is no question about this game.
1-0 the count. And the pitch fouled out of play, 1-1. Honestly, there's no serious dispute about whether waterboarding is torture. I mean, just to be clear.
Well, there has been some dispute
There's
about
been some
it.
dispute,
You and I
yes.
would agree on the fact
But
that
historically and for most of time, it's been,
Yeah.
I mean,
under the Geneva Conventions, it's
yes. Next pitch misses high, 2-1. I mean, you can rename it whatever you want, but that doesn't really change the situation. 2-1 the count. And the pitch. Tapped foul up against the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Look at the flag in center field looks frozen out there. And
yeah,
that
it's
was
a little.
it was puffed up for a second and it was frozen in that position. You can tell it's 15-0,
Yeah,
folks.
boy. Oh, look at there's a funny little bug that just flew into the booth. Oh, what kind of bug is that?
The 2-2 misses outside. 3-2. Connors at first. Nobody out. And the next pitch is swung on and missed. Blew that pitch right past him. 1 away. Here's Flower, the right fielder. 1 for 3. Connors over at first. Still 1 out. I mean, just 1 out. There's a whole group of people here in Minnesota Vikings shirts. The next pitch misses low. It's 1-0. Like a whole nest of them over there. And they're all wearing purple and they're all wearing Viking. Did they think they were coming to a football game? And
Well, no, I think they're wearing purple because it was the color to wear tonight to fight Alzheimer's disease.
oh, I get it. Okay, that makes
So-
sense. Nobody told me anything about that. 1-0 is right down the middle for a called strike. 1-1. That explains it all then.
I think so. I mean, how much purple do you have in your wardrobe, right? But, hey, if the
Right, yeah, sure. How does wearing purple work?
for
1-1
some,
to count.
you know, for some reason that's the Alzheimer's color. Different colors represent.
But I mean, was there
different
something at the
diseases.
ballpark tonight where there was
Yes,
like a
yes.
charity for the?
Yes.
Okay.
They auctioned off a bat
I see. Okay.
signed by the Crabs and provided some
Nice.
information on Alzheimer's.
Next pitch miss is in there for a called strike at the knees, so it's 1-2 now to Flower with Connors over at first.
London kind of
Oh, that's nice. That's great.
They're gonna get worse in Japan.
yeah. Oh yeah, Tokyo's gonna be terrible. Oh my God.
1-2 the count. And the pitch. Ground ball slowly out to short. Perry scoops it up, throws to second for 1. Back to first is not going to be in time. Nice play by Perry. So Connors is erased 6-4. Flowers aboard on the Flowers is erased 6-4. Connors aboard on the fielder's choice, and with 2 outs, here's Buckley. Buckley is 0 for 2.
The best from each country competing against each other.
So that was a fielder's choice, right?
Fielder's choice.
And the pitch is swung on and missed 0-1. Big cut there from Buckley.
When I went to graduate school back east, there was a mayoral race in New York. And one of the contestants on the Conservative Party ticket was the famed conservative writer and publisher William F. Buckley.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him what he would do if he won. And he said, demand a recount.
The 0-1 misses away, 1-1. That's great.
Yep.
Dodgers lost.
9-0. Yep.
Giants lost. So no ground gained by the Dodgers. 1-1 the count. Misses down low. 2-1.
Is Colorado becoming a serious threat? They've been winning a lot of games recently. I don't know how close they are.
500 roughly. I don't know what they still like.
6 or 7 games back.
2-1 the count.
They've been doing last year, yeah. They got a little ways to go.
And the pitch. Catches the outside corner with a fastball. 2-2.
I understand they have a thing at Mile High Stadium, and I'm not talking about the fancy closed-in seats, but at your seat you got a little button, and you push a little button. You say, "I want a hot dog and a Coke," and it's brought to you.
Plus, if you're in the
2-2 the count.
rich seats, like Dodger Stadium, one time I got to sit in the dugout club behind home plate. Bring you food.
2-2 misses down low and away. 3-2 now.
So like you could see on TV the whole time.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't.
I don't think I've ever sat in the fancy seats at a major league ballpark.
I don't remember. It was like 2003 or something.
Well, not one of the
Against the White Sox.
boxes.
No, I never have. No, or even like behind home plate or anything. I don't think I've ever even sat at field level. 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Got him.
It's like,
No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left at the end of 8. Crabs are up 15-0. This is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE. Welcome back to the ballpark. It'll be Bush, Pozos, and Outman, the top of the order for the Crabs in the top of the 9th inning. They are leading 15-0 against the Alameda Merchants. A depleted Alameda Merchants, for sure.
And the amazing thing is that we've done this tonight without the benefit of Krusty. Never made an
Krusty. I haven't
appearance.
seen Krusty in over a week. I haven't seen Krusty in a long
I
time.
wonder if he is already in hibernation
He
for the
may
winter.
be already in hibernation. He may have. Aaron Herr is going to hit for Bush.
Good, let them back.
He may have batted before. No. Ragsdale and Alexander have and Watland have all batted as pitcher. Have all
So
batted.
this is Herr's first
This is
at
first
bat.
at bat in the season.
We will likely see him tomorrow night on the mound.
We probably will. Yes.
Humboldt Crabs, number 18, Aaron Herr.
He's taking William Bush's.
So he's going to bat for Bush against Byron Buckley here in the top of the 9th inning.
So tomorrow night, Crabs fans are not making a political statement when they say, I'm for her. They're talking about our starting pitcher.
That's exactly right. Pitch catches the outside corner. It's 0-1. And the next pitch misses high. 1-1.
Because they made the front sideline to 10, and my phone died. I can't tell them I'm late.
The next pitch misses high and away. 2-1.
We'll probably have to buy one at CVS.
That one's foul, tipped up against the backstop. 2-2 now the count to Aaron Herr in his first at bat in 2016. Probably his last as well.
I would guess.
Unless we have a similar situation tomorrow or Sunday, and let's all hope together now that that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Let's have some good contests to end this season. That would be preferable. to
2-2
this.
pitch. Misses high and away. 3-2. Last night was an exciting game
Yeah.
at the end, even though the Crabs only got their runs through walks and there weren't any spectacular plays except the home run by swing and a miss got him the home run by Perry, but it was a tense game at least. Here's Pozos. Pozos has walked 4 times tonight and gotten aboard on an error. Here's the pitch. And he fouls that one out of play.
No, he's just gonna put someone else in for him. Like T-Lane or Paul or something like that.
The 0-1. Breaking pitch over the heart of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-2 now to Pozos.
No, I'll go for not calling a strike.
15 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Crabs. They have left 15 runners on base. No runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Merchants. They've left 9. Next pitch misses high, 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled out of play.
Excuse me.
Crowd this gasoline inferno.
The 1-2. Grounded slowly over to third. He's up with it. Throw to first is in time to get Pozos for out number 2. That'll bring James Outman to the bat.
Batting next, number 8, James Outman.
Outman has a single. Has been hit by a pitch and walked in 1, 2, 3, and 6 appearances. He's also got 2 ground outs to second base. Two outs. Top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses away. 1-0. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Merchants. Covert, Satnat, and Partial. And there's a ground ball in the hole on the right side. Second baseman over to get it. Throws to first. Is just in time to get the hustling Outman. Crabs go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. They lead 15-0. This is Crabs baseball, 1480 KGOE. All right. Cowart, Satnat, and Partial, the bottom of the order for the Alameda Merchants, trailing 15-0 in the bottom of the ninth inning against Merrick Petito, I think, still, and the Crabs. Crabs looking to go 32-15 on the season with tonight's victory, and 2-0 in the West Coast Invitational Tournament.
Which doesn't mean much, as we know. It all comes down to who
No,
wins
it
the
doesn't
game
mean
Sunday.
much. Well, I fully expect the Crabs to be playing 2 games on Sunday.
Well, I would certainly hope so. But in that earlier tournament, we expected it too, and it didn't happen, remember? Both
Yes,
we
but
we
it
thought,
should be noted that that earlier tournament had better competition.
Yeah, but the Studs and the Crabs looked like the two teams
Right,
that would be in
that's
the
true.
finals,
And
and
they were
both got
dismissed.
beaten in the semis, yeah?
You're correct. That's right. So at any rate, here's Cowart to bat against Petito.
And definitely those were higher
0 for 2.
higher
Right.
caliber teams.
Yeah. Oh, and 2 the count. What am I saying?
No.
We're getting ahead.
I nodded off and started to dream is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Benjamin has his own
so
special
strange.
channel. His own special channel, and there's 0-1, so he's just ahead of the game. This will make it 0-2 with this pitch.
That was so strange. 0-1
There it
catches
is,
the outside
0-2,
corner. It's
0-2.
0-2.
Yeah.
That was a psychic impulse on my part. And the pitch. Ooh, called strike 3 at the knees. 1 away.
Good job, good job.
Here's Satnat, the catcher. 0 for 2. That's what I was saying.
Not that even these amount of people stuck around.
This is my like 8th year of going to Crabs games. This is the most boring game
I haven't.
been to.
Yeah.
The most boring game. And I've seen a lot of them.
Jason Alexander will go 6-1 on the season. There's a line drive into left field. Outman coming in, or somebody coming in. Bush, and he can't get it. It's going to bounce for a base hit.
This is why you don't put a pitcher in left field. Why?
Oh, actually, that's her out in left field.
That's a base hit, yeah.
Hey, don't hurt yourself out there. We got you penciled in to start tomorrow, Eric.
That's right. So here's Partial.
Here's a little oddity of this game. The Crabs have been held hitless in the last 4 innings.
Yeah. And the pitch, fastball line foul down the right field line. Satnat at first, 0-1 the count. pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner.
What would be the perfect way for this
0-2.
game to end?
This kid got caught stealing over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Caught stealing.
Yeah. Like a double steal, and they both get caught or something. 0-2 the count. There's a slider down and away, 1-2. The 1-2. Fastball is hit on the ground, foul by first base. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Satnat with a short lead at first. Here's the 1-2 way outside, 2-2.
Mike.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Petito sets and deals a fastball that's fouled out on F Street.
Strike 3 down the middle. Who cares?
2-2 the count. Well, the poor Merchants lost 14-4 yesterday and trail 15-0 here tonight. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses high, and it's 3-2.
Come on, Brian.
Brian obviously wants to be here all night. He just
Yeah,
3-2
that was
pitch.
paid by the game.
Swing and a miss, got him. 2 away.
What are those red and green lights over there? You know what those are?
This guy's gonna have a 10.
Out in foul territory?
That's someone's house. They've always been there. They've been there for a long time.
Oh,
I'm
have
pretty
they?
sure it's somebody's house.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice it.
I noticed them a couple years ago. I don't know what they are exactly. It's definitely not a street light. I mean, a stoplight. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1 now to Johnson.
We'd all. I think he would rather go home.
0-1 the count. 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of the 9th inning.
15-2. I'm so out of it that I
Here's the pitch. Misses high with a fastball. 1-1 now to Johnson.
I can entertain myself somehow. That's right.
Runner goes. The 1-1 is fouled out of play.
that would have been very indifferent.
So they're down to the last strike now. Are the Merchants?
I'm wrapping this up as soon as we can. So. I'm getting that. I'm not even putting this away. I'm getting.
Runner goes. The 1-2 is thrown into center field. Nobody was at second. Outman just threw it out there, and there wasn't anybody even covering.
Base, yeah, I actually tried to get.
So that's a stolen base
Why?
rather than defensive indifference, because Outman was not indifferent, even though
The middle infielders were.
everybody else was. And I just saw him shrug out at Perry at short, like, "What are you doing?" And Perry kind of shrugged back, like, "What are you doing?"
They're going to talk to him after the game and be like, dude,
2-2 the count. Runner now in scoring position. And there's a pitch that misses away, and the count goes full.
come on, Brian.
Well, if they could at least get a run, that would be something, I guess. I don't
Be
know. if
another 10 minutes. That's
Right.
what it would be.
3-2 pitch, fouled out of play. I guess it really wouldn't be much at all.
Yeah.
And count remains 3-2. Well, baseball teaches you patience. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled up against the screen. The count remains full.
Making him work. Making him work. No action in either bullpen.
Why would there be?
Getting silly time. Getting silly.
That's what else can we do?
3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, got him, and the ball game is mercifully over. For the Crabs in the victory, 15 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The win goes to Jason Alexander, who is now 6-1 on the season. For the Merchants, no runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. The loss goes to Tyler McPhail. Crabs go to 2-0 in the tournament, and the Merchants go to 0-2 in the tournament. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the Crabs are going to take on the Wildcats. You're going to want to be here for that one. You're going to want to get here early for that one and get a good seat. Until then, anything to say, Hope?
For my broadcasting buddy, the Professor Benjamin Schaefer, I'm Hoke Holcomb, and we're rounding third and heading for home.
He's already out the door. This is Crabs Baseball, 1480 KGOE.
Of all the games I've ever seen, that was definitely one of them.
I think that was pretty much the worst game.